All right, welcome everyone. We're here for our healathon. I will be starting the presentation in just a minute. Just wanted to come on camera and say hello to everybody. And we will have an amazing event in store for you tonight. We're going to start with a little slideshow. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the interactive processes we're going to do. We're going to have a live one-on-one healing demonstration. And of course, an unlimited Q&A and healings for free for everyone that wants one. So stay tuned. I'm going to start the presentation here, and I will see you all in the chat room in a second. Hello, and welcome to our live Healathon event. I'm Brent Michael Phillips. I will be your host for tonight, where I'm going to guide you on an exciting journey to first discover and then experience for yourself the 7 secrets to higher dimensional living. We've got a lot to do. This is going to be an amazing experience. We've got a lot to cover. So here are the things you're going to experience. First, we'll start off with a little discovery and some demonstrations of these 7 secrets so you know what they are and how they work. You'll get to experience subconscious block clearing. You'll get to experience consciousness shifting. And this is really a rare treat. There's honestly only a few people in the world that know how to do this. And I will be doing it with you here right now in a couple of minutes. I'm going to be doing after that a live healing session. I've taken a volunteer from my VIP club, so I'm going to have a real person with a real problem and show you how to apply these secrets in real time, and you get to follow along and get healed too. How awesome is that? We're going to have an extensive question and answer session at the end. I give you my word, I will stay on as long as it takes to answer all of your questions. We're also going to be giving healings to everybody that requests one. And like the questions, I'm pledging I will stay on as long as it takes tonight to give everybody who requests one a healing. And the last thing we'll do before we finish at the end is a radiation clearing healing. I encourage you to stick around for that. It's a really powerful and important process to clear the harmful radiation that's accumulated both in your body and into your electronics, especially your cell phone. And so let's have some fun. This is a live interactive event. And as part of the webcast, we have both a chat room and a Q&A. And so the chat room, please just jump in right now and say hello. Just let us know your first name and where you're at tonight. We'd love to hear from you. So the Q&A is a separate panel. You'll see that on your webcast. That's if you want to submit specific questions for me or a request for healing. And again, after the presentation, I'll be answering all the questions and doing healings on everybody, and I will stay on as long as it takes. And so during the presentation, I won't be able to interact with you in the chat room because I'm obviously presenting. But I have a few of my assistants and students there. And please, again, say hello. If you have any questions, we're happy to help out. So uh, I am Brent Michael Phillips. I have been called the miracle engineer. And so why should you care about this, right? Why do I think I, can change your life so quickly? Well, let me tell you why. It's because I have made it my life's purpose. It is my mission, my quest to help you end your suffering. It's that simple. I've devoted my life to discovering, understanding, and explaining higher consciousness, how to reach your potential and inner power, to uncover and offer to the world the highest truth, to be a guide and a teacher of awakening and embodiment to help everybody accelerate on their journey to enlightenment, to the end of your suffering. That's why we're here. If you've heard of me maybe on the radio or the TV, I'm very pleased that some of the media have actually called me the #1 most powerful American healer and spiritual teacher. By background, I am a software engineer from MIT. And back during the 80s and 90s when I was at MIT, I am legitimately one of the people that created the modern internet. But the last 15 years plus of my life, I have been a healer, a spiritual teacher, a spiritual coach. I've had over 20,000 students come through my courses. I've facilitated over 18,000 private sessions. And the thing here I am most proud of, I have been able to facilitate over 1,500 miraculous instant healings for my clients. And when I say a miraculous instant healing, I'm not talking about someone who goes, oh, I felt nice energy. I'm talking about things that show up on medical scans that confuse and befuddle doctors. So if you're here to experience and discover the formula for miracles, you're in the right place. You may have heard of me on TV or radio. I've been a frequent guest on both local and national TV and radio. I've also been a frequent guest on a lot of internet telesummits. I've been an expert guest on well over 200 summits, including almost all the big ones, and I've been the most popular and best-selling guest on a lot of them. I am the founder and creator of the Awakening Dynamic System for Personal Transformation. I am a two-time Amazon #1 best-selling author. And so I know that you want to make the most of our time together. So please, just for the next hour or so, either turn off your cell phone or put it on silent. Close or minimize the link, face, twit, gramming app, whatever it is you kids are using this week. Trust me, social media will still be there after we're done here. And I don't want you to be distracted. So, if possible, either mute or turn off your TV. Because again, I want to offer you the fruit of my life's work. I want to give you the keys to the universe. And I know you want to make the most of our time together. So let's jump right into it. I'm here to help you experience miracles. It's that simple. So what's a miracle? Well, quite simply, a miracle is any phenomena that can't be explained by our current level of science and technology. And guess what? You're already living amidst many miracles. You just may not know it. For example, the computer or phone or tablet you're watching this webinar on, that would have been considered a miracle just maybe 100 years ago. Even without a network, electricity is a miracle. Our cars, our houses, the internet, our whole modern world is a miracle. Why? These are things that, again, just 100 years ago would have been considered magical, miraculous, impossible. And so what I want to offer to you is very simple, that the things that we still call miracles, instant healing, the ascension of consciousness, prosperity, finding love, finding purpose, developing razor-sharp intuition, even achieving enlightenment, these are all things that are within our grasp now, because there really is a formula for miracles. And I'm going to talk a little more about it. But I want you to know this for now. There really is a way to facilitate and invite miracles into your life. And the only reason you haven't learned it yet is simply that you haven't learned it yet. The same reason why we didn't have cell phones and the internet 100 years ago. People hadn't discovered and understood the technology yet. But I've made it my mission, my purpose to spend my life to figure it out, to offer it to you. Because I guarantee in 20, 50, maybe 100 years in the future, instant healings will be considered normal. Profound transformations around money and success will be considered normal. Developing razor-sharp intuition will be normal. Why? It's all just technology. And I want to offer you the state-of-the-art technology for miracles. And so you may ask, okay, Brent, that sounds great, but why do people call you the miracle engineer? Great question. I got my background at MIT. When I was growing up, it was my dream to go to MIT because I wanted to be the world's greatest programmer. It was that simple. I'm not sure I ever achieved that goal, but I did go to college at MIT and I discovered the internet. And of course, if that sounds funny today, but back in the 80s, no one had ever heard of the internet. And long story short, I became one of the world's leading internet experts. When I was in graduate school at MIT, I helped to send the first ever live video over the web. I created some amazing real-time applications. I won't geek out on you on all the things I was involved with. Just know that I really am legitimately and truly one of the people that helped to create the internet. And so when I left MIT, I figured, well, heck, I'm going to move to California, start an internet company, and make millions. And you know what? I had a lot of success at first. My very first year out of MIT, I did the very first website for Nissan Motors. I did the very first website for Disneyland. I even did the first website for the launch of the Sony PlayStation in the summer of 1995. So you know what? Things got off to a great start. And you'd think, well, heck, Brent with such a great background, you went to MIT, you were an internet expert at just the right time, you did these incredible websites, all these high-profile projects, you'd be hugely successful, right? Well, you know what? Unfortunately, it went just the other way. I didn't just crash, I burned. My whole life blew up. And so I'm going to go through this quickly because I know a lot of you watching this have already heard my story, but just the basics. When I left MIT, I started a website design company and an online game company. And I figured, well, I'll recruit my lifelong best friend, I'll work really hard for a couple of years, and then sell my companies for millions of dollars. And it got off to a great start. But there was a secret, a dirty little secret, and it was this. In order to create two vast internet companies, things, these things we're doing had never been done before, fast moving technology. At the beginning of the internet boom, the only reason it happened is because I was working 100 hours a week, literally. It was every day, early morning to late night, 7 days a week, no breaks, no vacations, no holidays. It was nothing but work. And my health started to break down. After a few years of this just brutal work schedule, I started to have some pain and stiffness in my wrist and my elbows and my neck. And then one day it hit me like a ton of bricks. After another long day at the office, I went out to drive home, and my hands were shaking so bad I couldn't get the car open. But I didn't panic. I figured, well, heck, I'll go to the doctors. They'll take care of me. And so, long story short, I spent 3 years in conventional therapy, and I didn't get better. I got worse. My pain got so bad I had to move in with my parents because some days I was in so much pain I had to have my mother cut my food for me. I'm not kidding. I even had a lot of trouble driving. I could only drive 10 or 15 minutes at a time because I'd have to pull over because holding the steering wheel was too painful. But you know what? After 3 years of treatment, I finally got in to see the head doctor at Curlin Job, which is the top physical therapy clinic in Los Angeles, where all the professional athletes and Olympians go. And I was so excited. I'm like, wow, I'm finally going to see one of the best doctors in the world. I know he'll be able to help me. And I walked into his office and he had all my files on his desk and he just looked at me and said, I'm sorry, son, but there's nothing I or any doctor can do for you. You're always going to be in a lot of pain and can never be able to work. And I was dumbfounded. I was like, what? The best doctor in the world is telling me he can't help me? And the last thing he said before I left his office, he said, tell me, son, is there someone that can take care of you until you die? I kid you not. And he put me on permanent disability when I was 27 years old. They actually told me, please don't come back. They didn't want to waste their valuable resources on an impossible case. And so I was devastated. When I told my best friend about this, my business partner, I figured he'd be like, hey, buddy, hang in there. We'll get through it together. Instead, the opposite happened. I was fired from my position at the company. The website company that I had founded, it was my idea. I built it up with my blood, sweat, and tears. Were sold for millions of dollars behind my back. And so I was devastated. What I call the cherry on top of that hot fudge sundae was I also found out that my lifelong best friend and partner had secretly been dating the woman I was in love with. So it was a wipeout, as they say, a dark night of the soul. Everything went wrong. I was in terrible pain. I couldn't work. I was living with my parents. I had no money. I was racking up credit card debt. And I was told that there was no possibility of recovery. And my case was so bad, I was put on permanent disability at 27 and sent home to die. And so I didn't get totally down at first. It seemed like my life was over, but I had a friend of mine get me into positive thinking. And so, long story short, for the next year or so, I became this gung-ho positive thinking warrior. I went to positive thinking weekends and I put power words on my walls and said my mantras and affirmations. And I'd go and jump on the stage and high five my friends and make vision boards and all that kind of good stuff. Well, guess what? It didn't help. I didn't get better. I got worse. I then turned to alternative medicine because I figured, well, maybe this alternative stuff could help, right? And so, long story short, I spent 5 years as a professional patient trying everything, you name it, acupuncture, herbs, homeopathy, osteopathy, craniosacral work, chiropractors, Pilates and yoga, and Reiki healing and pranic healing. And I did all these different cleanses and diets and detoxes and machines and you name it. I didn't get better. I got worse. And things really reached rock bottom in 2003 when I agreed to have an experimental surgery that a doctor thought could help me. I was accepted into the program, and when I woke up after the surgery, instead of being cured of my pain, I found my right arm paralyzed. I couldn't move it at all. And so it was stuck like that for several months. I tried all sorts of manipulations and machines and all that. And it was then that I got turned on to this woman named Terry from my aunt. And she said, "Hey, Brent, my friend Terry does this New Age healing thing. I think she's a little nuts, but, go ahead and try it. Maybe it could help you." And I went to see Terry, and honestly, I didn't expect her to be able to help me. I had been to like Reiki healers and pranic healers before, and, she talked to me a little about the power of the subconscious and how the subconscious blocks can cause health problems, and talked to me about my belief in God and what had happened with my first wife and my best friend, and all the pain I'd been through and the money I had lost and all the traumas and such. And, it was a very interesting. She did this subconscious block clearing thing, which I'll demonstrate for you in a few minutes. And at the end of our session, she just said, "Okay, Brent, relax. We'll take care of your arm." I'm like, "Yeah, lady, good luck, right? Give it a shot." And she's sitting across the room from me because this is all done with the mind. There's no hands-on, there's no machines, there's nothing you take, nothing like that. And she just kind of went into a trance. And about a minute later, my elbow went pop. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I could move my arm again. And so that was the first miracle. That was a huge turning point in my life where I looked at her and I said, "Terry, I don't know what you just did, but I got to learn this." And so that was the day where this MIT engineer decided to become a healer. I wanted to figure out what had happened because I had discovered and experienced a miracle, but I knew it was not a coincidence. I knew that everything acts according to the laws of the universe, and I knew I could find that code. I knew I could figure it out. And so I started on my journey, and I've spent over 15 years, over 20,000 hours, and over $500,000 to work with the master healers, the intuitives, the gurus, the best people in the world. And I have figured out how it all works. I learned their secrets and shortcuts and techniques, and now I'm here to share it with you. And again, it took me a long time, but I think I've cracked the code. There is a formula for spiritual technology, and that's why I'm here tonight with this presentation. I want you to experience this for yourself. One thing I want to emphasize, you may be thinking, okay, Brent, sure, you could do it. You could be a master healer, right? You went to MIT and, you had all this success with all these websites. Well, guess what? I want everyone to know that certainly when I started this, many of my teachers told me I was their worst student ever. Why? I was so stuck in my mind. I couldn't feel at all. MIT had put me so deep in my head, it disconnected me from everything. And truly, one of the miracles of my life is that I could learn this stuff. And I want to be very clear that the reason will be so easy for you is because it was so hard for me. I had to learn all the ins and outs, all the nitty-gritty, all the details in order to figure it out. And because I was so bad at it, you're going to be amazing at it. And so I want to emphasize this because it confirms for me that if I can learn to do this, energy healing, accessing intuition, seeing energy, dissolving pain, experiencing instant healings, you can do this too, guaranteed. And you're going to be able to do it much faster, much more easily, and with a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of the expense and effort that I had to go to. And so remember, when I was 27, I was told my life was over. I was put on permanent disability. I spent years running around for treatments, racking up an enormous credit card debt. I've been through a bankruptcy. I've been through a divorce. I mean, I won't bore you with all the things I've been through. I've had migraines. I had cancer. I mean, on and on and on. And I was able to overcome all of that using the exact system I'm going to share with you tonight. One of the proudest moments of my life was when I got to take my son to see the World Series. Oh my gosh. 20 years ago, I never would have thought that would be possible. But I was able to heal my body, heal my mind, start a new career, make money, find love, start a family, and create an enormous amount of positive change in the world. And that's what I want to share with you. You can see my wonderful family here and my little boy RJ, who's the center of my universe. Just one of the many things I'm not going to talk much about. I was told I could never have children because I had Lyme disease. I had suffered from severe chemical poisoning, a lot of other stuff that I don't want to get into. And he's become the light of my life. But I'm sure you're a lot more interested in what this can do for you. So, using these exact same 7 secrets, we're going to be sharing and demonstrating and using with you tonight. Some things other people have done. I mentioned I have helped my clients to experience over 1,500 miraculous instant healings. And again, this is stuff that confounds doctors and shows up on medical scans. I've seen dozens of instant healings from cancer. The most important was my mother. She was diagnosed with clear cell endometrial cancer in 2010. I did one healing session with her, exactly what I'm going to share with you tonight. Again, we're doing a live demonstration in a few minutes. Just like that, from one healing session, all the cancer vanished from her body. When she had the surgery afterwards, her oncologist said, "Karen, I've been doing this for over 30 years and I've never seen this happen. Somehow all the dangerous cancer vanished from your body." Again, that's just one of the many miracles. If you go to my website, you'll see I have hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. This stuff really works. I have helped my clients and students to achieve profound life transformations, especially around money and relationships. Absolutely. And perhaps most importantly, I've helped thousands of people to significantly raise their consciousness, to reduce the amount of suffering they experience, help them move towards enlightenment. And this is the exact system I want to show you right here, right now. And so, before we go any further, I want to offer you some hard proof, something more than words and anecdotes, that this really works. And so here's some proof. What I'm going to share with you are some live blood cell analysis pictures. What is that? Well, live blood cell analysis is when they take a drop of your blood and look at it under a microscope, and they can determine the state of your health by how it looks. And so I've had this done a couple times with people before and after my weekend intensive. And so I'm going to show you just a few before and after pictures so you can see for yourself the incredible change that happens in your physical blood by learning these things. Again, that you don't take anything, there's no supplements or special foods or anything. This is just 2 days spent in higher consciousness with me, and this is what happens. And so here's some pictures from Tom. On the left is Tom's blood on Friday afternoon before we started the event. The picture on the right is the same person's blood 2 days later on Sunday. And the only difference is you spent 2 days with me immersed in this energy of higher consciousness. That's it. And this is the incredible physical change that happens. And you don't have to be a live blood cell analyst to see this is pretty phenomenal, huh? This is the change that happens within the cells of your body when you're exposed to this energy. Here's another few pictures from a woman, Nicole. Again, the picture on the left is her blood on Friday before we started the event. And on the right is her blood on Sunday, just 2 days later. And I've done this several times with different live blood cell analysts. All of them have told me the same thing. They say, "Brent, I can't believe this." Normally, to see this much change in someone's blood takes at least 6 months of special diets, supplements, meditation, and detoxifying. We can do it in 2 days, just with the energy of higher consciousness. This really is the formula for miracles. Here's just one more. Here's Tony. Here's her blood on Friday before the event started on the left, and there's her blood on Sunday after the event. All this done just in a 2-day training. Pretty incredible, huh? So there's some hard proof that what we're doing here creates incredible positive change in every cell of your body. I know you want to experience that. I know you want your mind and body to be sharper, healthier, stronger, more powerful, and I'm going to help you. And so, quite simply, there are 7 secrets to miracle consciousness. Just 7 things you need to know in order to experience this kind of change, to watch your blood transform, to experience instant healings, to change the direction of your life. And I'll talk just very quickly about all of them. We have instant healings, we have communicating with the subconscious mind, the development of intuition, uh, clearing subconscious blocks, what I call subconscious recoding. We have theta wave manifesting, meaning how to use a waking theta brain state to send a signal out to the universe to bring things into your life. We have embodiment. And I'll talk a little more about this. This is a huge missing piece in many of the systems and programs I've studied. We do that through consciousness shifting, which we're going to do here in a few minutes, and movement feedback holography, which I'm going to show you a demonstration of. And lastly, there is awakening, the deepest spiritual truth, discovering you. So let's talk all about them in order. Secret number one, instant healing. This is the exact same process I used to deliver over 1,500 miracles to my clients. This is the exact same process I'll be using for everyone tonight that requests a healing from me. And so what I want to do is offer a quick case study here from a man named Aristotle. He came to one of my courses not long ago, and I want to show you a short video of what happened to him right after he went through it. So let's turn it over to Aristotle here for a short time.
Hi, my name is Aristotle Cares. I wanted to give a testimonial for my friend Brent Phillips. That I just took his class, Awakening Dynamics. It was probably the most in-depth healing workshop that I've ever taken. It was so profound because it gave you real tools that you were able to use right away. One of the students in the class, besides myself, we ended up knowing each other and from another event, and we called each other a couple of days later after class, and she happened to fall down and hit her head. And I said, "Hey, do you mind if I do some casework on you?" She goes, "Absolutely, please." And within minutes, she was having her head ache and trauma that she had go away. And I've had amazing experiences since then, been able to work on myself, work on my family. I just cannot say enough about Brent Phillips and what a gift he is to the world, and his skills and his level of teaching. Just the handouts alone were just epic.
So there you have it from Aristotle. Next, I want to share with you a case study from one of my students who recently came to the course. I haven't had a time to get his video yet, but this is what he told me. In his words, he said, "I didn't do my first healing until 6 months after I'd taken your course, when my mother was diagnosed with leukemia. She was taken to Georgetown University, one of the best hospitals, and told she had 2 weeks to live. They sent her home with some medications and a very small chance of survival." And Anthony goes on to say, "I wasn't sure if I was ready, but with your block clearing, I was confident in my training." So he did a healing on her. The same process I'm going to demonstrate for you in a few minutes. And then he says, this week she returned to the hospital and they found no trace of the big C. She's 100% healed. And I wanted to share this with you because this is someone that just went through the weekend training, didn't even use it for 6 months, and experienced a miracle and saved his mother's life. This really happened. And I know you want to learn this. I know you want to have this power, this ability. I mean, after all, if you can just do one awesome healing like this, even if it's just one for the rest of your life, isn't it worth it? Isn't it worth the time and the energy times 1,000, a million? I think so. And so again, I'm showing these because these are things that my students did. All they did was go through the first training. That's it. So on to the second secret, body intelligence. One of the most important things I want to share with you is how to bypass the conscious mind in order to get a direct hotline to your body's intelligence, to the subconscious mind. And so here's how it works. The mind lies. The mind can deceive you. What we say, what we write, it can be deceiving. However, when you know how to communicate with the body, it always tells the truth. And there's a couple of ways we use this. One is how to identify the codes in the subconscious. You'll see me using this in the live healing we're going to do in a few minutes. Another way is through the movement feedback holography. We actually learn how to read the energy patterns coming off the body through movement. And so this is really important stuff. When you learn how to communicate directly with the body, you will discover the deepest truths and you will be able to move your life forward. On to secret number 3, intuition. Part of my mission is to show everyone how to access their intuition. And this is so important because everybody can do it. Trust me, it took me years and years of practice to figure it out. And if I can do it, MIT engineer stuck deep in his head, if I can do it, you can too. Because intuition is your connection to the higher power. It is your higher intelligence. And guess what? The odds don't matter when you have a strong intuitive connection. Intuitively, you can learn the right house to buy, the right stocks to buy, the right foods to eat, the right people to associate with. This is a life changer, and I would love to share this with you. But don't take my word for it. I'm going to share with you a quick case study here from a woman named Felicia and how she came through this training and the incredible results she experienced about how it turbocharged her intuition. So let's turn it over to Felicia here.
Hey Brent, this is Felicia here. As a result of taking the class, being a level 1 Formula for Miracles practitioner, I am able to heal people instantly. As a result of that, my income has increased by at least 20%, and I launched a radio show that Sunday night, and so I would like for you to be on the show. And so I am just so grateful and thankful that I am a part of your tribe and will continue to be, because I do intend to take the next set of classes. So that's what Formula for Miracles has done for me. It personally has changed my life. The Unleashing Your Inner Millionaire helped me to overcome some negative thoughts about money and um, success. Um, what else? Some generational curses, and I mean, it was instant, and I saw results after that. Like I said, my income increased 20%, my confidence increased, my self-esteem, how I, knowing that I am more than enough, even my intuitiveness increased. So I'm stepping back into my power. I am my power, and I'm grateful and thankful.
So there you go. A little bit from Felicia about her experience. Now we're going to move on and talk to you about secret number 4, subconscious recoding. And this is really important because this is the way we clear out the blocks. I'm going to show you how to find the subconscious blocks, how to clear them, and how to install new code into your subconscious. And I have highly optimized this technology. I've used everything I learned at MIT to make it so fast, so easy, so powerful that everyone that comes through the training learns how to clear subconscious blocks on the second day in just seconds. Guaranteed. Everybody. And this is literally rewriting the software of your life. I call it the software of your soul. And by learning to identify and clear these blocks and add in new code to the subconscious, you can completely change your life. Literally, how it works is we all have programs inside of us for every area of your life, just like a computer. You have a program for your career, your physical health, your emotional health, your love life, your intuition, your sense of purpose, your friendships, everything, even your level of happiness, you have a program for. And I want to show you how to change those programs, how to improve them. And I want to do a couple demonstrations here so you can see exactly what this looks like. I am going to be doing a live healing demonstration in just a few minutes, but right now I want to start by showing you a demonstration. This was recorded live at one of my weekend workshops with a man named Michael. And I want you to see a miracle happen during the healing session. And I'm going to show you just a little bit of it here. Anyone that's interested, I have the full video I'd be happy to share with you. It's about 15 minutes to watch the full session. But he came to my workshop. I picked him out of my crowd. We did 15 minutes of healing, and this is what it looks like. So we'll turn it over here. I'll give you just a little demonstration of what this. Let's check. I have to quit my job to make more money.
I have to quit my job to make more money.
Good. You have your own company or a job or?
Own company.
Okay. I have to start a different company to make more money.
I have to start a different company to make more money.
No. Okay. You may want to. We just don't want to make you think you have to.
Okay.
Let's check. I have to take a huge risk to make more money.
I have to take a huge risk to make more money.
Okay. Let's clear that. Okay.
Okay.
I have to take a huge risk to make more money.
I have to take a huge risk to make more money.
Good.
Okay.
I have to know how it's going to happen first.
I have to know how it's going to happen first.
No. Good. I'm open to Creator's plan for my life.
I'm open to Creator's plan for my life.
Good. I can be happy no matter how much money I make.
I can be happy no matter how much money I make.
Nope. Want to shift that?
Might as well, yeah.
It's okay. I can be happy no matter how much money I make.
I can be happy no matter how much money I make.
Good. I can take care of my family no matter how much money I make.
I take care of my family no matter how much money I make.
Good. I am comfortable in my new energy.
I'm comfortable with my new energy.
Good. My body is comfortable with its new energy.
My body is comfortable with its new energy.
All right. All set. Good work. Yay! Congratulations, sir. So there you go. That's what it looks like. And in a few minutes, I'll show you from Michael in his own words what happened afterwards. But let's keep moving. We've got a lot to cover. Secret number 5, theta wave manifesting. And so this is a really important tool because this is how we bring things into our life, right? We manifest. But you may be thinking, hey, Brent, whoa, pump the brakes. That sounds to me like the law of attraction. And I've done a lot of law of attraction stuff. Maybe you spent a lot of money on it and didn't get a lot of results. And so I'm going to answer that. What is the law of attraction? Well, the law of attraction tells us that what you focus on tends to show up in your life, right? If you focus on being positive, being wealthy, you'll tend to have a happy, prosperous life. If you're focused on problems and negativity and scarcity, you'll get more of that. So that's what the law of attraction is. But of course, most of us who have done law of attraction stuff, maybe you're like me and you went to all these different programs and seminars and intensives and retreats. You may have spent a lot of money on it without seeing a lot of positive change. Well, there's actually a study that was done, and it showed over 99% of people that used the law of attraction felt they got bad results. That's pretty awful, right? That the typical law of attraction has a 99% failure rate. Well, guess what? There's a reason for that. It's because many of us are full of subconscious blocks. And using this technology, what I just showed you in the little demo with Michael, you can change that. You can have a much higher success rate, but only if you have the right technology. Otherwise, you can throw away $1 million on coaches and positive thinking weekends. It's not going to do anything. But there is a secret. I want to help you make that breakthrough. You may say, okay, Brent, what about that 1% of people that do use the law of attraction and are successful, right? Like a lot of the people teach in the seminars and sell in the books. Well, that's because there's about 1% of us that are naturally clear of subconscious blocks. So, you get 200 people in a room, on average, 2 of them will have success. But I want to do much better. I want to show you how to raise the success rate dramatically with the right technology. Because for me, remember, I spent about a year on this positive thinking path, going to all these programs and seminars and coaches, ran up a huge amount of credit card debt, and it did nothing for me. Why? I was full of subconscious blocks. That's the difference Terry made for me. With this technology, you can clear your blocks. You can actually get results. So let me emphasize, the law of attraction won't work until you can clear your blocks. And so good news is, in just a few minutes, I'm going to be doing, again, a live healing demonstration of what we call digging, of taking a real person with a real problem and helping them to very quickly, it'll probably be 30 minutes or less, identify and clear the huge blocks that have been holding them back. So you're going to get to see me do that live. Again, remember, 99% of our power is locked up in the subconscious. That's huge, right? And so in order to access that power, we need to use the theta wave. And so the keys to having success with manifesting are very simple. 1, you need the technology of the theta wave. I'm going to offer that to you and make it really, really easy. And 2, you need to clear your subconscious blocks. You do that, the theta wave is like this magical key that unlocks the power of the subconscious mind. It's pretty amazing. And so remember Michael from a few minutes ago? Well, in that little block clearing session you saw, now I'm going to show you in his words what happened in his life just a few days later. This has actually happened literally the day after the weekend course. So we'll turn it over to Michael again.
In September, Brent called me up and we did some digging. You may notice in the manifesting in your booklet we just did, it said if you had a manifest that showed up tonight, come and let us know tomorrow, which triggered my thoughts about this story. Well, Brent did the digging on me. We went through financial prosperity. Very intuitive, very good session. But I remember at the end he said something like, okay, now the money can flow to you. Let's bump it up a bit and have some good money come in. So I went home. My pot of gold was not sitting there on my front doorstep. So I didn't have a story the next day. And the day after that, it was still pretty much life as usual. However, well, let me tell you, I was at one point the director of computing for a good chunk of the UCLA campus. It was back in the mid-90s. I left there in 96. Well, on Monday, I had a letter from the University of California saying that they had money for me. As a matter of fact, it was over a six-figure check, and they wanted to know if I wanted them to process and send it to me. They'd been trying to find me, and they finally located me. So I thought about this because I told Brent I thought he was slipping there. It took so long for that money to show up, but I had to give him a break because we figured out there was no mail delivered on Sunday. So the check showed up on Monday.
Yep.
Well, the letter showed up on Monday, so all I had to do was request the check.
Yep. Pretty incredible, huh? And of course, I have to emphasize, I can't promise everyone's going to get that result. Not everyone that comes through this training has over $100,000 show up out of nowhere on Monday. But this really happened, and it's because we applied these technologies. We used the theta state, we cleared his blocks, and boom, his life transformed. Over $100,000 showed up the day after. I think that's pretty amazing. But on to secret number 6, which is embodiment. And this is important because this is a huge missing piece in almost everything I have studied. And so what does this mean? Well, what is embodiment? Well, quite simply, embodiment is going beyond learning spiritual teachings to living them. And so embodiment is the difference between reading a book about how to swim and actually jumping in the water and swimming. And this is what I want to do for you with the energy healing, the law of attraction, the higher consciousness. Of course, I'm going to show you the best technology and explain it to you, but I'm also going to give you the experience of it, because I don't just want to talk to you about this stuff. I want you to experience it for yourself. And this is huge, huge, huge. The embodiment is what made the biggest difference in my life, in awakening and embodiment. When I first started the embodiment through the movement, which we'll demonstrate in a second, I literally more than doubled my income in less than 6 months. And it kept rising after that. So that this is no joke, that this is enormous. Because embodiment turbocharges your abilities. Whether it's for healing, for manifesting, for intuition, for purpose, for making a difference in the world. This is a huge spiritual turbocharger. And there's 3 primary techniques we use for this. One is movement feedback holography, where we read the energy pattern on people doing special movements, and I entrain them into the quantum field to reprogram those patterns, and I'm going to demonstrate that. We also do it through consciousness shifting, which we'll do also in a few minutes right here on this webinar, as well as brainwave synchronization, which is a little more advanced. And just know that without embodiment, you cannot fully activate the law of attraction. And there's very few people out there that really know what they're doing and how to teach this. Good news is, I think you found one of them. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you just a little clip of a real-life movement feedback holography session with Jake. And this, again, was recorded live at one of my weekend intensives. And I think it'll be much easier for you to see what it is rather than me trying to talk about it. So here we go. Let's turn it over to Jake for.
Wow. It's his left and right side are totally split. It's like there's a barrier down the middle of his body. And the left and right are not cooperating. They're oddly in sync.
Very much in sync, yeah.
They're very much in sync. But I see like this big barrier
like
right down the middle.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's like dividing you in half.
It's hard to see it from the side, but I can see it on the camera view. It's like a 1 foot wide barrier between the two.
There's also a little bit of frustrated loss, not sure where to go. That's showing up? Yeah. That he has energy, but he feels like what he's doing doesn't really matter. That's just wrong and bad. Show us the bully, the brute.
Yeah. Oh, wow. See the
oh, boy.
power? Oh, wow. I think the room is shaking.
Yeah. I felt like a wave of force flew off of you.
Oof, there's some power there.
You see how much sadness is coming up? That's okay. Go with the sadness. The sadness will set you free of all this.
It's pulling in towards him a lot more.
Yeah.
The energy's coming in.
You can
towards
feel
him.
how powerful he is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is really good.
Oh yeah.
You see,
And even though he's sitting, it's moving through his whole body.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like a power that's flowing from top to bottom.
Can you see his vision turned on? You can see he has huge vision. There's so much wisdom in there.
Pretty cool stuff, huh? It may seem a little strange if you've never seen this before, but the movement is probably the most profound and powerful technique that I've experienced to move yourself forward. And I know you want to experience that too, and we do it all in the first weekend intensive. But I want to still cover secret number 7, awakening, which I've saved for last because it is the deepest, the most challenging, but also the most rewarding. And so, what is awakening? Well, first let me tell you what it's not. When I say awakening, I'm not talking about learning about energy healing or the law of attraction or intuitive readings. That's good stuff. What I'm talking about is something very specific. When I say awakening, I mean coming to a crystal clear understanding of what you are, this awareness, and how that's completely different than you as the separated ego. And the awakening is so important. This was such a huge change in my life. And this is not something Brent invented. This has been around for thousands and thousands of years. In the Eastern traditions, this is considered the highest study there is, what's called Jnana Yoga, the yoga of wisdom. In the West, we call it non-duality. In the East, it's called Advaita Vedanta. But this is the deepest truth. This is truly all of these things and more. Awakening is the beginning of the end of suffering. It is the key to penetrating and releasing attachment. It is your personal spiritual turbocharger. By learning to penetrate and release attachment, to be present, to drop in, you will become so much more powerful doing healings, doing manifesting, doing everything in your life. This is the secret of higher consciousness, and many have referred to it as the foot in the door to enlightenment. There's one path to enlightenment through higher consciousness in terms of how we map the progress, and that path goes right through awakening. There is no enlightenment without awakening. Without awakening, there will always be suffering, no matter how rich or powerful or healthy you are. And so I want to give you all of this. And so without further ado, I want to move ahead so everyone can actually experience higher consciousness. Enough talking about it for now. I want you to experience this. And so we're going to spend a few minutes doing what I call the consciousness shifting process. For many people, you will start to see energy and auras with your open eyes. Now, it doesn't happen for everyone the first time. For some people, you may need repeated exposures. And for some, it's more intense than for others. But for many, this will unlock your ability to see energy and auras with your open eyes. If that happens for you, please let us know in the chat room. We'd love to hear from you. Another purpose of this is by moving you into a higher place of consciousness, it can help to dissolve pain and discomfort. So if you're in any kind of pain right now, it could be physical pain, emotional pain, doesn't matter, financial pain, what you'll notice is afterwards, it will lessen. It may still be there a little bit. It may be completely gone. We'll see what happens. But higher consciousness can dissolve any pain. It really can. And I want to show you so you can experience this for yourself. The most important reason I do this is I want to give you a little taste of awakened consciousness. It's like talking about orange juice. I could talk to you all day about it, but it's no substitute for taking a sip. This is the closest thing I found to giving you a little taste of awakened consciousness. What we're going to do is really to crank up the volume of okayness in your life and the world. Because guess what? 3 minutes from now, you're going to be in the same body, the same family, the same job, the same financial situation. But guess what? When you can raise your consciousness, everything will seem more okay. You will be empowered to take action that will make a difference. And this is really important. Everything will seem more okay. That frees you up your power for positive change. So, some warnings. If you go deep into this, you may see faces disappear. If you're looking at my picture, you may see my face fade away and others show up. If it does, great. What you're seeing is me in other incarnations, what we call past life memories. Don't panic, not everyone sees it. But if you do, that's what's happening. You're seeing beyond the veil. If you go very deep, you may seem like the whole room is fading away. That's incredible if you can do it. Uh, don't worry. Again, that's wonderful. It means you're really getting it. You may also notice that objects that seem to be that you know are stationary seem to be moving. There is an illusion of movement. If you see that, great, you're on the right track. And just know that you don't have to have any visual experience to get benefit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for about 3 minutes here, and I'm going to draw you into this place of higher consciousness. And I'm going to talk just a little bit because I want everyone to know I'm here with you. But I'm not going to talk nonstop because I can go deeper into the quantum field with you when I'm not speaking. So again, I'm just slowly going to entrain you into the zone. If you're not sure what to do, just look at my left eye on the picture. So here we go. And I'll just talk a little so you know I'm here. And what I'm doing is entraining you into the quantum field. We're literally seeing beyond the veil, the illusion of our physical reality, to see the truth underneath. Not everyone gets the visual effects, at least at first. And I'll stick with it, you will. You might see the white aura appear. If you're really good, you may see the colors too. Try to minimize your blinking. Don't force your eyes open, but the less you blink, the deeper it's possible to go into the quantum field. You may notice things getting blurry. That's good. That means you're getting it. And so I'm going to just go quiet here to go a little deeper into the field with everybody. Don't worry, I'm going to be here the whole time. So we'll do just a little more here. All right, and then I'll gently bring everyone back to normal, whatever that is, huh? Excellent. So remember, the goal there is just to give you a little taste of higher consciousness. And a lot of us are unconsciously resistant to that. If we're really stuck in the ego, it's not your fault. It takes a little while to pull out of it. And so I hope you had some great experiences. Please let me know in the chat room. Let us know. Were you able to see my aura? Did you see anything moving around? Did you see other faces? And more importantly, do you feel everything's a little more okay? This is higher consciousness, less suffering. So if you experienced anything, less pain, more spaciousness, everything's more okay, please let us know in the chat room. We'd love to hear from you. And so I'm going to offer one super fast case study from Deborah about her experience diving in and learning this stuff. And so we'll turn it over to Deborah. So here we go.
Hi, my name is Deborah. I was a student of Brent's this past year, and I'd like to sincerely thank him for all that he taught me in his Awakening Dynamics Level 1 course. Prior to that, I had been in the technical field for 21 years, and I had to leave in 2014 due to chronic fatigue syndrome. This was mostly stress related for me, and being the left brain logical person that I was, I decided that I was going to take a leap of faith and leave my job and go ahead and work on the physical. And I didn't really have a lot of concepts in the metaphysical world. So about a year and a half later, I was kind of in the same predicament, and I was spinning my wheels, and I was really feeling hopeless. And then I learned about Brent on a teleseminar in 2015 of December, and he spoke about his story, which I related to because we're both technical, and he talked about some concepts that I wasn't familiar with in the metaphysical world. And so I was really intrigued, skeptical but intrigued, because I had tried so much more before that. And so I took a leap of faith with him, and I went ahead and enrolled in his course in January. And he taught me that everything up here really does shape how we see our world. So he showed us the tools to simply access that information of these limiting beliefs, and he showed me how to reprogram them in a very simple and elegant manner. So, and I'm really thrilled because, about 8 months later, life is just so different now, and I'm just so excited because I'm about to start a holistic business, and my health is just improved significantly. So I'm really sincerely grateful to Brent for getting that information out there, and especially for people like myself who are very technically oriented, because he made it so easy to understand all these metaphysical concepts, and he really opened up my world. So thank you so much, Brent.
All right, so thank you to Deborah for sharing with us. Now I have a question. Is this for you? Are you open to the possibility that a genuine spiritual awakening is the gateway to finally live the life that you know you deserve? Is this for you? I think you want to deepen your understanding, to awaken the unlimited healing energy within you. And who's interested in discovering the secrets hidden in the ancient mystery schools? I am very lucky that my teacher gave me permission to share these with the world, unfiltered, to give you the purest, the most powerful teachings that for thousands of years you could only learn at the highest levels of the ancient mystery schools. And so are you ready? Are you ready to leave your old life behind? Are you ready to move into the higher dimensions, to experience the power, the fulfillment, the joy that comes with knowing how to use and apply all these things? We know that you were created to lead an extraordinary life. And I'm confident you'll agree this program is the key to unlocking your authentic power. And so for any program, no matter what it is, if you want to learn karate, if you want to learn surfing, a language, learn to play guitar, energy healing, you name it, for any program to be effective, there must be 3 core components. Number 1, you want to learn from cutting edge yet proven content. That's important. You want the best stuff available, but you need to know it works. Number 2, you need supervised practice with masters. This is important. This is why you can't learn energy healing or karate from a book. You need to have supervised practice with people who really know what they're doing. And lastly, you need ongoing support. You need a community. You need an opportunity for deep discovery. What this will not be is, come through a seminar, get a rubber stamp certificate, and be thrown to the street. No. I'm going to give you a lot of ongoing support, community opportunities to get help, to practice, to go deep into the topics you're interested in. And so the Secrets to Higher Dimensional Living Weekend Intensive is truly the culmination of my life's work. It is an in-depth live training with lots of hands-on exercises to take you deep into every aspect of this formula for miracles. You will learn and use all of these secrets: instant healing, communicating with the body intelligence, developing refining intuition, learning to do subconscious block learnings and downloads, theta wave manifesting, embodiment through movement, through consciousness shifting, as well as awakening. All of these things are covered in depth. And it starts with a 2.5-day workshop. You can join us live in Los Angeles when there's space in the room, or it's always available through online live video streaming. It is a step-by-step process to raise you into higher consciousness. And I guarantee if you haven't started your awakening process, we will start it. If you have already started it, we will accelerate it. We will show you how to quickly identify and clear subconscious blocks. That's the demonstration I'm going to do live in a few minutes. I'm going to show you how to do all this, how to find the core. Quite simply, I'm going to give you all my best tips and processes and shortcuts, the exact same system I've used to create over 1,500 miracles for my clients. You're going to get all of that handed to you on a silver platter. Lots of hand-on development. And this course is packed with value. I know a lot of weekend seminars and trainings that may have one good idea or technique that they fill with fluff and expand out to a weekend. That's not this. You will see, you will get a life-changing insight, technique, idea, teaching every 5 or 10 minutes. There will be dozens of things, any one of which could totally change your life. And to make sure you don't miss anything, you get a very detailed manual. It's over 100 pages long, a full recording of the entire event, so you can go through it again as many times as you like, all included, as well as an option for professional certification. Also included is 90 days on the house access to my exclusive silver level VIP club. With silver level, you get access to regular practice groups. We usually do them every week. Live practice groups. You can join us, ask questions, practice what you learned, get healings. It's phenomenal. Every month I do a live demonstration and give away a private session to a member. There's a good chance you'll win. If you stay in the club and apply, everyone that stays in and applies wins free sessions with me. I do regular live block clearing and Q&A sessions. There's a huge archive of private one-on-one sessions you can listen to learn, to get more healing, to go deeper, as well as what I call my deep learning masterclasses. And so there's many of these. These are just a sample. There's over 40 on the site. They are masterclasses of high-def video trainings and PDF workbooks on all these different subjects. And this is just a few examples. Happiness, fear, anger, addiction, confidence, emotional eating, awakening, self-esteem, brain optimization, forgiveness, understanding personality types, dissolving pain, and there's a lot more. This is just a sample. All this is included. You get all of this, which I think is pretty amazing. And so you may ask, okay, Brent, what's this going to cost? All right, I'm going to answer you. Now, the truth is, I spent over 10 years and over $500,000 going around to all these different gurus and masters and healers and intuitives and workshops and intensives to reverse engineer their secrets. And if you've been around the new age world for a little while, self-improvement, that you know there are plenty of $10,000 plus workshops and coaching programs that do not deliver anywhere near either the quality or the amount of content and hands-on experience you're going to get here. I know this because I've been through a lot of these programs. I've spent an enormous amount of money going around to some very well-known people. And I can guarantee you what I'm offering is so much more value. It's crazy. And so the full price, if you add up everything that's included, is actually only $6,612, which honestly, even at that price point, this is the best investment of your life. To learn how to live in the higher dimensions, to do instant healings. I mean, from my experience alone, there have been many lives saved and many more transformed. How much is that worth? You're going to get all of this, and I want to make it a no-brainer. I really want you to go through this program. So I'm going to drop the price all the way down to $497, or there's a payment plan available if you prefer. And so you get the full 2.5-day live or online weekend intensive. You get a very extensive manual, a recording of the entire event, and an option for professional certification, as well as silver level in my VIP club for 90 days. 90 days of community, practice groups, block clearing calls, Q&A sessions, opportunity for deep learning, plus a whole longer list of bonuses I don't want to get into now because I want to get into our live healing. But all this is included, and I'm discounting it over 90% because I want to make this an easy decision. This should be a no-brainer. I'm also going to let you know that I'm going to take away all the risk in terms of the money. There is a 100% no questions asked money back guarantee. So I don't want there to be any risk on your part. If you think this won't be as good as I say, come see for yourself. If you disagree, you can have your money back. And it is a conditional money back guarantee with a simple condition. All you need to do is attend the entire first day of the training, either live at the hotel or online. That's it. If you attend the entire first day, just 4 hours, and you don't like it for any reason, you can get 100% of your money back, no questions asked. And you can keep the bonuses, which I don't want to talk about now. There's so many bonuses, it's crazy. Maybe I'll talk about them after the live healing. So no financial risk to you, 100% money back guarantee. It is a condition that you must come to the first day of the live training, just 4 hours. Because I know that when you see how powerful this is, how valuable it is, you're going to want the whole thing. I have total confidence in that. And so I encourage everyone, if you see the value here, which I hope you do, I know you want this, register now. There should be a little button beneath your webcast that says, yes, transform my life. Just click on that. It'll take you to a page with some more information about it. And then you can go ahead and check out, and you'll get everything showed up right in your web browser as well as in your email. Just let us know if you're coming live or online, and we'll take it from there. I think you'll be amazed. And so I know that many of you are ready to invest now. If you see the value here that I do, I know you want to do this. Just click the button on the webcast that says, yes, transform my life. I'm going to give everyone a minute here that wants to go do that. And if you want to stick with us, don't worry. Next is our live healing demonstration. So if anybody has any specific questions for me, please put them into the Q&A. I'll answer all the questions at the end. I will also be doing healings on everybody. If you have any healings you'd like to request, put them into the Q&A. But right now what I want to do is transition to our live healing demonstration. And so what I've done is I've selected one of the members from my VIP club, and I give away a private session like this every month to a member. And we broadcast it through a call like this so other people can listen in. However, I want you to know that you're not just listening. I'm also including you in all the healings I'm doing. And so all the block clearings we're doing, all the downloads, all the trauma clearings, all the healings, I will also be giving to you. So it's entirely optional, but if you know how to do muscle testing and you want to follow along and check yourself for the blocks, I will also be sending you all the same clearings and healings. So I encourage you to at least listen, if not follow along. I think you'll get tremendous value, even if you're not the person I'm working with. So let's go and make sure they are on the line right here, and we will transition in, and you will actually get to see me do some live healing on a real person with a real problem.
Hey, Nick, welcome. Welcome to our healathon.
Hi, thank you.
For everyone in the audience, Nick has recently joined us through the Seeker package, so he will be doing all of the line trainings as well as all the way through the Awakening Intensive. And so we're going to do a little interactive healing session so everyone can see the kinds of things that you'll be learning to do when you come to this weekend intensive in real time. I actually don't even know what Nick wants to work on today. It doesn't matter to me. I'm totally confident we can make a difference with anyone in a very short time. So, Nick, before we jump into it, is there anything you wanted to share with me or the group?
Yeah, so I've been going through the VIP club, and I just recently did the brain optimization event that you have in there. And during that, I noticed I had some resistance to a few of the blocks that are in there. So I was hoping that we could work on that today.
Okay, absolutely.
Kind of in relation to relaxing, in relation to staying calm under stress. But an interesting thing, actually, so I've been going through the 30 Days to Awakening program. So I've been going through the 30 Days to Awakening program, and I notice that through that program automatically, my stress levels just reduce naturally. Okay. And I think I've heard you say that this is, a side effect of that program. And it's a really great benefit so far.
Awesome. Glad you're enjoying it. It's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's totally life changing and perspective changing in ways that I really didn't understand would happen.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little difficult doing what I do because there's literally thousands of people out there saying, "Oh, my work will change your life."
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of it's hot air. So thank you for being able to get through that hot air and actually finding something that really does change your life.
Yeah, I mean, it's deceivingly simple, but it's actually really advanced.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Correct. It's both.
How the language just really shifts everything, like how you perceive the world. So I'm really just starting everything, and I'm already seeing tons of benefits. So thank you for that.
Well, let me take a second to connect your energy. All right, all set. And you said you had a couple blocks from the brain optimization you wanted to start with?
Yeah, so I wrote down the specific ones that I was having issues with. Feels like to relax. So I know what it feels like. So just basically the relaxing ones. Mm-hmm. How to stay calm under stress, how it feels like to stay calm. And then something bad will happen with both of those.
Okay. All right, so we'll do some work around relaxation. Sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. So go ahead and calibrate your muscle test.
Okay.
You can check yes and no. Make sure you're getting clear answers.
So I do the finger test for everybody.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. No. Yes. No. Okay.
All right, awesome. Let's have you check. I have creator's perspective on relaxation.
I have creator's perspective on relaxation. That's a yes.
Good. And my perspective is the same.
My perspective is the same. Yep.
Okay. I know how to relax.
I know how to relax. No.
Okay, let's give you that. I know how to relax.
I know how to relax. Yeah, that one's giving me resistance.
Okay. That's all right. I know what it feels like to relax.
I know what it feels like to relax. Nope.
Okay, let's give you that. I know what it feels like to relax.
I know what it feels like to relax. Yeah.
Okay, good. I know how to relax.
I know how to relax. No.
Okay. It's possible for me to relax.
It's possible for me to relax. Yes.
Okay, good. Here's one I want you to do. I know the difference between relaxing and being distracted.
I know the difference between relaxing and being distracted. No.
Okay. And this is important. This is a really good one for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is a lot of us in our crazy modern world don't actually relax much, even when we're asleep. A lot of what we consider relaxation is, in fact, distraction and stimulation. So, watching TV, watching movies, playing video games.
Yep.
You see where I'm getting at, right?
Mm-hmm. My favorite things.
None of those things is actually relaxing. They're not bad things to do. They're some of my favorite things too, right?
Right.
But notice how they're distracting and stimulating, not relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially video games. Now, part of the reason we love video games is they give us an adrenaline and dopamine high.
Mm-hmm.
They rev up that sympathetic nervous system, right?
Right.
It's like coffee without the acidic chemicals.
Okay.
And a lot of us really don't have any relaxation time. And so, this is something that will serve you well, because many of us, even when we're sleeping, we're not relaxing, because we're still running a lot of stress.
Right.
And this is one of the physiological effects of what's called PTSD, that your body is still producing stress hormones and things like adrenaline, even when you're asleep. Mm-hmm. And so you never actually relax, and you wake up tired, you fatigue through the day, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start with this subconscious download. There's another VIP Club series called Relaxation that has a guided process. Give it a shot, see if you like it.
Okay.
As always, I'm sure there's a million YouTube videos you can find on it, right? But this is a pretty good one. It takes about 15, 20 minutes. And if nothing else, it'll give you an experience of what being relaxed feels like.
Okay.
Which for many of us, we don't know, right? How are you going to create and achieve something that you don't actually know what it is?
Right.
I'm sure
that's in the VIP club?
Yeah, it's in the VIP club. It's called Relaxation. Yeah. So you already have access to it. Okay. So let's do the download and recheck. I know the difference between relaxing and being distracted.
I know the difference between relaxing and being distracted. Okay, got it.
I know how to relax.
I know how to relax. Got it.
Good. If I relax, something bad will happen.
If I relax, something bad will happen. Yes.
Okay. So I think that this is at the core of a lot of the blocks you were talking about. I think if we get this one, all the rest should shift. So what bad thing will happen if you relax?
I don't know. There's lots of...
Make something up. What's the first thing that comes to mind, even if it's totally crazy?
What will happen if I relax? The bad guys will get me.
Okay. All right, let's try that. If I relax, the bad guys will get me.
If I relax, the bad guys will get me. Oh my gosh, it's a yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting an intuitive hit that this may not be it, but I want to check it. I want you to check if I relax, the Mongols will attack.
If I relax, the Mongols will attack. It's a yes.
Yeah. And it's funny, as you were saying that, I kept seeing intuitively that South Park episode where they build a wall around the town to keep the Mongols out. They have the guy that owns the Chinese restaurant build the wall.
Yeah.
So I think this is some kind of past life memory.
Yeah.
You were probably a guard or a military or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very serious thing.
Yeah.
That if you were Philip off duty, people could die, right?
Yeah.
And even if they didn't attack, if you got caught sleeping on duty, you would die.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if we can clear this out for you. I want you to check. I'm holding trauma from this experience.
I'm holding trauma from this experience. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people don't think it through, and they realize that just because you have a big wall doesn't mean you're safe. That wall must be actively defended, huh?
Mm-hmm.
24/7.
Yep.
I know how to be safe without this trauma.
Know how to be safe without this trauma. Yes.
Good. And I know what it feels like.
And I know what it feels like. Yes.
Good. I need the trauma so I can be safe.
I need the trauma so I can be safe. Yes.
Okay. We'll let that go. I need the trauma so I can be safe.
I need the trauma so I can be safe. No.
Okay. I have something to learn from it.
I have something to learn from it. Yes.
Okay. I have something to learn from it.
I have something to learn from it. I don't know. That one's still strong.
All right, we'll get it. One more time. I have something to learn from it.
I have something to learn from it. Okay.
Good. I know how to live without it.
I know how to live without it. Yes.
And I know what it feels like.
And I know what it feels like. Yes.
Okay. I know who I am without it.
I know who I am without it. Yes.
Okay. I know this from the creator's perspective.
I know this from the creator's perspective. Yes.
Okay. I need the trauma so this never happens again.
I need the trauma so this never happens again. That one's still strong.
Okay. I know how to prevent this from happening again.
I know how to prevent this from happening again. Yes.
Okay. And I know what it feels like.
And I know what it feels like. Yes.
Okay. I need the trauma so it never happens again.
I need the trauma so it never happens again. No.
Okay. I need the trauma to keep the lessons.
I need the trauma to keep the lessons. Yes.
Okay. I know how to keep the lessons without the trauma.
I know how to keep the lessons without the trauma. Yes.
Okay. And I know what it feels like.
And I know what it feels like. Yes.
Okay. I need the trauma to keep the lessons.
I need the trauma to keep the lessons. No.
Okay. I need the trauma to keep the memories.
I need the trauma to keep the memories. No.
Okay. I still need the trauma.
I still need the trauma. No.
Okay. I know how to release it.
I know how to release it. Yes.
Okay. And I know what it feels like.
And I know what it feels like. Yes.
Okay. If I release it, it will come back.
If I release it, it will come back. Yes.
Okay. I know how to release it forever.
I know how to release it forever. Yes.
Okay. And I know what it feels like.
And I know what it feels like. Yes.
Okay. If I release it, it will come back.
If I release it, it will come back. No.
Okay, good. I'm still carrying this trauma.
I'm still carrying this trauma. No.
Okay. I'm carrying shock from the experience.
I'm carrying shock from this experience. No.
Okay. I'm carrying cellular trauma from this experience.
I'm carrying cellular trauma from this experience. No.
Okay, good. If I relax, the bad guys will attack.
If I relax, the bad guys will attack. No.
Good. If I relax, the bad guys will get me.
If I relax, the bad guys will get me. No.
Good. I know what to do after I relax.
I know what to do after I relax. Yes.
Okay. I know this from the creator's perspective.
I know this from creator's perspective. Yes.
Okay, good. If I relax, I will be attacked.
If I relax, I will be attacked. No.
Okay, good. If I relax, something bad will happen.
If I relax, something bad will happen. Still yes.
Okay. Let's have you check. I know the difference between this life and that life.
I know the difference between this life and that life. Yes.
Okay. I know this from the creator's perspective.
I know this from the creator's perspective. Yes.
Okay, good. If I relax. Yep, go ahead.
I felt that one.
Okay, good. That might have been the thing we're looking for. So if you check again, if I relax, something bad will happen.
If I relax, something bad will happen. No.
Okay, awesome. Was there anything else on your list? I want to make sure we clear them all here.
Yeah, no, I think I wrote down relax, something bad will happen. Oh, and stay calm under stress was
okay,
that.
Let's check that. I can stay calm under stress.
I can stay calm under stress. No.
Okay, we'll shift that, okay?
Yes.
I can stay calm under stress.
I can stay calm under stress. No.
Okay, it's possible for me to stay calm under stress.
It's possible for me to stay calm under stress. No.
Okay, we'll shift that. It's possible for me to stay calm under stress.
It's possible for me to stay calm under stress. Yes.
Okay, good. You know what your secret weapon here is going to be?
No.
Awakening. It's pretty simple.
See, I know it's already helping, but I knew there was roots there.
Of course, it takes time to embody and integrate the teachings. It does.
Mm-hmm.
But can you see how it works? It's pretty simple. When you're fully awake, you realize there's nothing to be stressed about, is there?
Yes.
The game is rigged.
Right.
That even in the most stressful situations, you will have the ability to remain calm because you'll know that it's always going to work out the way it's supposed to, right?
Right.
Even if it goes totally against the ideas of the mind and the ego, which it will sometimes, right?
Right.
Right. But can you see how that makes it possible to stay calm under stress?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, I've seen benefits already, especially at work. I mean, just last week, work was much bigger pain than it is now. And I left work today actually feeling really relaxed for the first time. So,
and again, it will take some time to fully embody this stuff. Right? That's why the Awakening Intensive is a year-long program.
Right.
And there's a lot of stuff that leads up to it, right? It does take some time. But you're already seeing that it works, huh?
Yes.
Right.
For sure.
So Awakening will be your secret weapon. You can remind yourself there's nothing actually to be worried about, huh?
No.
Right.
No. Not ultimately.
at some point, people will ask you, what's your secret? How do you stay calm in these stressful situations? How do you not react? And you'll just kind of smile and say, oh, just continue your journey, grasshopper. You will get there too.
I know it's hard. It's hard for me to imagine from where I've come from.
Sure.
But that's a possibility.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm already seeing it. So
yeah, that's coming. Good. So let's have you check. I can stay calm under pressure.
I can stay calm under pressure. Yes.
Awesome. So have you check. I'm comfortable in my new energy.
Say that again.
I am comfortable in my new energy.
I'm comfortable in my new energy. Yes.
Good. My body is comfortable with its new energy.
My body is comfortable with this new energy. Yes.
Excellent. So I want to finish up here by taking you into the quantum field for a minute or two.
Okay.
See if we can tune you into that vibration of relaxation.
Okay.
So keep your eyes open. And you don't have to do anything in particular. Just notice anything you're sensing, feeling, experiencing.
You want me to describe it?
Sure.
So immediately I feel the warmth in my heart.
Good.
That's very strong.
Good, you're getting it. I'm going to turn it up a little more for you here. Could you feel that in your heart?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's relaxing. Feels nice, doesn't it?
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's something you get used to, huh? Awesome. Any last questions, comments? So you're good to go for now.
I'm just always amazed by the field time during the private sessions. I think it's just another aspect of the awakening for me, right? Like,
yeah, so you can actually
possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, to bring it into your immediate experience, so it's not just some words or some idea, right? But it's something you're feeling.
Right, and to know it's real.
Yep.
It's just so life-changing.
Excellent. So
amazing.
Thanks, Nick, for joining us today. We're going to transition over. I got a little bit more slideshow, and then we will start into our healings and Q&A for everyone. So, Nick, we'll see you very soon.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. Bye, Nick.
Bye.
So there you have it. If you come through this program, again, one weekend, that's it. You can develop the skills of a master healer almost overnight. Took me years. I'll give it to you on a silver platter. It really is that fast. I mean, you'll be blown away by how easy it is. That I can guarantee. You will get the most powerful spiritual technology based on real science. I know there's a lot of people that claim, oh, it's based on science. Well, guess what? Most of those people don't know what they're talking about. I am a legitimate scientist and engineer. I got the diplomas on my wall. Heck, you don't believe me? I'll pull my transcripts from MIT. See for yourself. You will get the most powerful technology available anywhere. I'm going to show you how to do powerful instant healings. You'll learn that just on the first night, in the first couple hours. You will experience your genuine spiritual awakening. And if you haven't started down the awakening path, we're going to give you a huge head start. If you've already started it through 30 Days to Awakening or other sources, I'm going to accelerate the process for you, get you a lot closer to your goal. I'm going to share with you the one great lie that creates all suffering. It's really one great lie. And not only will I show you what it is, I'll show you how to dissolve it. Everyone who comes through this, you will be able to clear subconscious blocks in seconds. Guaranteed. I have never had someone that couldn't guaranteed, in seconds. You'll be able to install new codes in the subconscious mind instantly. Again, guaranteed. Every single person that's gone through it has been able to do this. I will show you how to raise the setting on your subconscious financial thermostat, because that's the only way to really increase your prosperity over the long run. I will show you how to identify the core blocks, the things hiding in the subconscious that create illness, injury, poverty, depression, etc., and how to identify and clear them for yourself and others. This is exactly what we'll be doing in the live healing in just a couple minutes. I want to show you and help you experience higher consciousness for yourself. We're going to have a deeper, longer, more powerful experience of consciousness shifting. We're going to do the movement. We're going to do some incredible stuff. Remember the blood cell pictures? That's what really happens when you do this. I know you want to experience that. I will show you how to clear harmful radiation from your body and electronics. Now, I will be doing this for you at the end of our webinar tonight, but I know you want to learn to do this for yourself, your family, your friends, your office, your home, in seconds for the rest of your life. That alone, that one thing can make such a huge difference for you. I'm also going to show you how to clear the negative energy around you that's sabotaging your personal power. This again, if you just learn this one thing, this can change your life. And almost everyone that goes through the training can actually notice the difference after you've cleared the energy. It's really incredible. I will explain to you the simple science that explains miracles. I will help you to raise your consciousness significantly and permanently in just one weekend. I mean, how awesome is that? As we've seen from the pictures, you will be able to radically increase and improve the health of every cell of your body. I'm going to offer to you the secrets, the shortcuts, the techniques that I've used, the exact system to create over 1,500 miracle healings that literally saved my mother's life, saved the life of my son. He almost died when he was in the womb. I've seen instant healings on HIV, on cancer, back pain, neck pain, anger, depression, addiction, you name it. And ultimately, I want you to be able to create the conditions for a steady stream of miracles flowing into your life. I know it took me 30 some years before I experienced my first miracle. Now, it's very rare that more than a day or two passes when I don't experience one. There are literally hundreds, thousands of miracles waiting for you. You just need the technology to learn how to access them. And so I know you want to do this. Why wouldn't you, right? It's a no-brainer. You get all of this for just $497 or 3 payments of $199, 100% money back guarantee. So I want to take away all the risk. So you can just click the button on your webcast that says, yes, transform my life. Or if you prefer to enter the URL, it's there on the screen. You can type in awakeningdynamics.com/special. And so I'm very quickly going to mention the bonuses. These are only available if you register during the webinar. Number one, you get the Abundance Toolkit, which is 3 pieces, 2 master classes of 7 videos and workbooks, one on abundance through benevolence, one on spiritual investing. This is really high-level stuff. I normally sell them for $197 each of these pieces. So this is a $600 value just in the first bonus. You get the Deep Theta guided meditations. These are encoded audios to help you access that Theta state. It's a wonderful training tool. And I'm going to give you 2 versions of 15 and 45 to accelerate your progress, to make it much easier for you to be a healer, a manifester, an intuitive, to master your life. I'm also going to give you an hour-long Secrets of Muscle Testing video training, so you can learn how to do that. So add it all up. Again, if you just want to pay the full price, I don't mind. $29.97 for the weekend training. And at that price, I think it's still the best investment you could ever make. I honestly believe that. You will get an extensive manual and a full recording. Why? I'm going to give you so much powerful content. No matter how smart you are, you can't take it all in the first time, because I want to give you as much value as we can possibly cram into a weekend. And so I give you an extensive manual as well as a full recording, so you can get everything out of it. Again, I want to give you as much value, as much life-changing power as we can possibly cram into one weekend for the lowest price possible that lets me to keep my business running. That is honestly and truly what I'm doing here. You also get 90 days silver level in my VIP club. That's your support, your community, practice groups, Q&A sessions, opportunities for deep learning, demonstrations. Heck, you can even win free privates with me. And a whole long list of bonuses I don't want to go through again. So again, I know that you see the value here. 100% money back guarantee. Everything here, all 7 tools, just $497 or 3 payments of $199, or type in awakeningdynamics.com/special. And you might be wondering, okay, Brent, that seems like a huge claim. You're really going to change my life that much in just a couple days? Transform the blood, teach me dozens of techniques, make me a healer, a block clearer, understand science, begin awakening? How is that possible? Well, I'm going to answer that. It is possible to achieve this in one weekend. There's a lot of things I've developed, technologies and approaches that no one else has. I'm just going to share one of them here. So here's just one. It's the miracle macros. And here's how it works. 50 years ago, if you needed software, you needed to either write it yourself or go hire someone to do it for you. There was no other choice. And so back then, getting custom software was difficult. Only experts could do it. It was expensive. One program could cost millions. And it was time consuming. It takes months or years to develop code from scratch. Okay. Nowadays, almost any software you need, you can download on the internet. It takes seconds, and most of it's inexpensive. So that's a huge difference, isn't it? What used to be expensive, difficult, time consuming is now almost effortless, almost free. And so as a result, it's quick, it's easy, it's inexpensive. Heck, a lot of apps just cost a few dollars. Totally different world, right? Well, guess what? This is exactly what I have done with energy healing, with the law of attraction, with awakening. When I first learned this stuff, it was all these complex steps and words and visualizations. Did you know it took me over 3 months of daily practice and private sessions and seminars before I did one healing? It'll cost me like, I don't know, $9,000-$10,000 just to do one healing. And it took me 7 years of full-time work to become a master healer. Well, that's because back when I first started doing this, learning healing and awakening was difficult. It was expensive and it was time consuming. But guess what? I've created one of the technologies you're going to get is called the miracle macros. And so I've spent years literally writing the energy code for doing healings and block clearings and space clearing and all that stuff. And I can download it straight into your subconscious mind. It makes learning a healing technique as easy as downloading a new app. And so how is it possible? Well, again, I've spent my whole life, my whole career developing the code for this. For instant healing, subconscious block clearings, intuitive readings, manifesting, space clearing, radiation clearing, and a lot more. And during this intensive, I will download it straight into your subconscious and show you how to use it. And literally doing healings is just as easy as downloading an app and running it. You will see for yourself. And so that's how, in just one weekend, I can teach you all of these things. Healings, clearings, awakening, the science, manifesting, intuition, how to dig, how to locate core blocks. And I wouldn't expect you'll be a master healer after just 2 days, but you might after 2 months. You will have the skill and power of a master healer within a matter of weeks or a few months, just by learning and applying with everything you're getting included here. And that's one of the reasons I give 90 days in the VIP club. I want you to go to the practice groups, to have opportunity for Q&A, to work with partners, to really master this. And so you're going to get world-beating technology and teaching, hands-on supervised practice, ongoing support, community, Q&A opportunities, live practice group, deep learning, all included, no extra charge. And so it includes the live ticket to the weekend, either again at the hotel or online choice, extensive manual. You will use all of these 7 secrets, every one of them. You'll also get a full recording. And I want to mention, if you prefer to come live, but I'm not able to accommodate you, either because the room is sold out, I do use a small room to keep it intimate, or because we're doing an online only course, if you register and come online, I will give you a free retake to come live next time. So again, that's for those who, for whatever reason, if you want to come live to the hotel, but I can't accommodate you, please attend online and I will give you a free retake to come to the hotel next time and guarantee your spot. So I hope that helps. You will actually use all these 7 secrets. There'll be a lot of hands-on practice. Day 1, we're going to cover awakening and instant healing. Everybody gives and receives a healing on the very first day. And we always see miracles happen the first day. And I would love to hear about your miracle too. Day 2, we show you how to talk to the subconscious, how to do block clearings and downloads, and how to access your intuition. We also cover how to locate the core blocks. On day 3, we cover manifesting and embodiment, as well as a grab bag of applications like the space clearing, the radiation clearing, the science of healing. So lots of hands-on supervised practice. And you will also get 90 days of support and community in the VIP club. We do practice groups every week. We have frequent Q&A sessions, block clearing calls. I do live demonstrations. I give away privates to the members. And there's a huge archive of what I call deep learning. Master classes, recorded calls, recorded sessions, articles, videos, special material. All of it for just $4.97 or 3 payments of $1.99. Just click the button that says yes, transform my life. It should be on the webcast, or type in the URL, awakeningdynamics.com/special. Pretty easy. And of course, you're covered by the no questions asked 100% money back guarantee. All you have to do is attend the first day of the live class. And if you don't like it, if you don't feel it's worth twice what you paid, just let me know. You can drop out and get all your money back, and you can still keep the bonuses. And I want to make this a no-brainer because I think that you really need to learn this stuff. It will change your life so much. Literally, almost every day of my life, I get emails from students thanking me. Oh my gosh, Brent, I'm so glad I did your program, and tell me about the incredible things they've learned. So I want to make it a no-brainer. I want to take away all the financial risk. But you need to make your commitment if you want to get the lowest price point and all the bonuses and the money back guarantee. You can come back at any time if you want to pay the full price, the $66.12, no problem. I'm happy to accommodate you. But if you want to take advantage of the $4.97 or the 3 payment offer, if you want to get all the bonuses, everything included, you need to make your investment during the webinar. So again, just click the button or put in the URL.
All right, we're going to transition in now and do our healings and Q&A. So just give me 1 second here. What I want to do is quickly go through the instructions for submitting. So if anybody has any requests for healing or any questions you would like to personally answer, please pay attention. I'm going to give you all the instructions right now. So let's go through it. All right. So, one thing I forgot to mention. I did create an extra bonus just for attending the webinar. There will be a download link for the five ways to a theta brainwave. So let me make sure that that's available. And that will be an extra bonus just for coming on the webinar. So here we go. For anybody, of course, if you've been in the chat room, you already know this. If in the lower right section of your screen, you'll see there's a little chat box, right? If you just type in there, it says chat, that'll go into the chat room. If you would like to ask a question of me, or you would like to submit a request for healing, here's what I want you to do. Next to the little word that says chat, there's the 3 little dots. Just click that, change it to ask a question. And the difference is when it's chat, it goes into the chat room and everybody sees it. When you do ask a question, that comes just to me. So again, if you have a question you'd like me to answer, or if you have a request for healing, please submit it through Ask a Question. Because otherwise we'll be here for hours as I go through the chat room trying to pull out all your questions and requests. So again, if you wish to have a question you'd like me to answer, I'm happy to do so. I will stay on until all your questions are answered. No problem. After that, we're going to do the healings for everyone that requests one. And as our last exercise, we're going to do the radiation clearing process. So if you have a question for me, or you'd like to request a healing, please click on the Ask a Question. And then just type in your question or your request for healing. That's all there is to it. Very easy.
If you want to go back to the general chat room, just go back to chat. So that's all there is to it. All right, awesome. So I'm going to go into the chat room now. And again, if you have a question or have a request for healing, please put them into the chat room marked as a question, and I will answer all your questions first. Then we'll do the healings all at once. And lastly, we'll do the radiation clearing process for everybody. So in terms of the request for healings, I'm going to acknowledge everyone just with your first name. I'm not going to read them back to the group because, one, I want to protect your privacy, and two, I don't want to waste everyone's time. Nothing personal, but no one wants to spend 30 minutes hearing about other people's requests for healing. So I'm just going to acknowledge you with your first name so that you know that I got it. Anybody that has a question, I will stay here, and as long as it takes until all your questions are answered. Then we're going to do all the healings that have been requested. Then we'll finish with the radiation clearing process for everybody. So I hope you stay to the end. So let's see what we got here. Okay, is this where I post a healing request from Maryland? Yes. Okay, request for healing from Tanya. Request for healing from Marilyn. Request for healing from Jeff. Okay, great question from Jeff. He asked, what is the best starting point to get out of my own head? Okay, former engineering career. I hear you, Jeff. And even if you aren't an engineer, this is really probably the biggest challenge most of us face. I understand a lot of people think that your problem is money, or it's your health, or it's your relationship. I get it. Those aren't the problems. Those are the symptoms. So I want everyone to hear that. Those are not the problems. Those are the symptoms. Really, the underlying problem is you've been disconnected from what we might call the quantum field. And that's why I did the exercise with you earlier on the consciousness shifting, to give you an experience of getting at least a little bit better connected, at least for a short time. And so I believe that if you're able to get out of your head and reconnect to this quantum field, the rest of the stuff will resolve. You will start to make money. You will find ways to heal your body and your mind and find purpose and find meaning in life and joy. That's how it works. So for Jeff and everyone else out there, know that the things I'm going to show you, I believe, in my experience, are the only things that will work to get out of your head. In particular, the more advanced aspects of the teaching, the consciousness shifting, the movement feedback holography, and the brainwave synchronization. Those in particular are powerful and powerful stuff. You'll notice that the movement is not done with the mind at all. It's done entirely with the body. And so we bypass language and all the mental stuff and get directly at the energy. And it's really powerful stuff. My experience was this, true story. When I had the miracle experience with Terry, that really happened. My elbow was frozen, and I went to see Terry for an hour, and she did block clearing and did this healing thing, and pow, my elbow instantly healed. That really did happen. But it did not solve all my problems, not at all. I did a lot more sessions with her, a lot of trainings, and I was able to make progress on a lot of fronts. I was able to make big gains with the pain I was in. I was able to develop a new career. I was able to help people. I was able to have relationships. So it made a huge difference, but I was still stuck in my mind. And I'll admit to everybody, the first 5-7 years I was doing this, I was doing all the healing from my head, which I got some good results, some mixed results. But the problem was I was still suffering. And I even went bankrupt because I was doing everything from the mind. And a true story, I met my mentor the day after I declared bankruptcy. And within the next 2 days, I had made almost $50,000. It was insane what happened with my business. And I couldn't explain it. Not at that time. Now I can. Now I can explain what happened. But it made no sense to me, but I knew it worked. And I became his student. And that's where the advanced levels of the work, some of the things you've seen tonight, that's where it comes from. And I'm very blessed to literally be the only person on the entire planet that he gave permission to teach and practice his work.
One person in the whole world, and that's me. So it's a great honor, but it's also a little scary to have that responsibility. But he told me before he died, he said, Brent, you're going to help a lot of people get out of their head. And so that's exactly what I would do, Jeff. You know, these trainings are designed to do exactly that. That being said, I want everyone to know you're going to get a lot of different stuff. You will get some techniques and processes and teachings that have what they call a shallow learning curve. In other words, they're very easy to learn and start applying. The instant healing you're going to learn in the first couple hours. Everybody will know how to give and receive theta wave healings in just the very first day. So that's pretty easy to learn. The block clearings are very easy to learn. That is a pretty shallow learning curve. Everyone will be able to do it on the second day. The theta wave manifesting, again, very simple learning curve. Everybody will be able to do it by the second day. I'm going to show you how to do the radiation clearing. I'm going to do it for you today. But during the weekend, I'm going to show everyone how to do it. We'll have an exercise and doing space clearing, on doing radiation clearing and different kinds of clearing. Everyone will be able to do it and get results right away. So those are the parts of the things that you will learn and use immediately. They're easy to learn and apply. There's also some things that have a steep learning curve. The consciousness shifting and the movement, the digging skills. Those do take more effort to learn and more time, but over the long run are phenomenally powerful. They can do things that you just can't do any other way. That's where most of your miracles will come from. And you're going to get all of it. And remember, it doesn't stop at the weekend. You're also going to get 90 days, 3 months in my VIP club at silver level, where you get access to all the master classes, the whole library, practice groups every week, all the block clearing calls, Q&A sessions, demonstration sessions, private session giveaways, lots of stuff. So, I think you're in the right place, Jeff. I particularly love to work with people who have been engineers or in tech, because I speak your language and I totally understand what you're going through trying to learn this stuff. And I think you'll especially love the way I teach intuitive readings. Just so everyone knows, when I learn this stuff, I'm in the back of a room, there's like 110 people there or something, right? And the teacher just goes, oh, just imagine this and think that, and the angels will appear and sing you a song, and the guardian angels will fly down, and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't get it all. It didn't work for me at all. I have a very simple, much more practical step-by-step process that everyone can use to start developing your intuition. So I think you're going to love that. So I hope that helps. Okay, request for healing from Panal. Now, I'll warn you guys, when you ask an engineer a question, you're going to get a thorough answer. So I encourage your hard questions. Ask any hard question you want. I'm here to answer them. I'm not afraid. I have total 100% confidence in what I teach and practice. So bring me the hardest questions you can think of. I'm happy to answer them. Okay, we got a update from Anthony. Anthony had come to one of my courses a few years ago, and you may remember the case study that he had went through the weekend, kind of forgot about it. 6 months later, his mother was sent home to die with cancer, and he used that healing process he learned from me, and she went into instant remission, and she's still cancer-free. This is what I think, almost 2 years. So, Anthony, great to see you tonight in the audience, and he is really here. Unlike a lot of people in self-improvement, I never fake my testimonials. Every one of them is 100% legitimate. So great to hear from you. Okay, we have a question about how to pay for it. I understand that for some people, $500 is nothing. Great, right? Good for you. For other people, it's a big deal. When I was first introduced to this stuff, when I experienced that session with Terry, the training I went to was about the same price, $500, and this was 20 years ago. So inflation adjusted, it would be like paying like $800 or $900. And I was broke. I had been on total disability for years. I was deep in credit card debt. My credit score was shot. I had no assets. But I made it a priority. I knew that if I did nothing, my life was on a very dangerous downward trajectory. I knew that I would end up running out of available credit. I knew I would probably end up on the street. I had no one to take care of me at that point. It was a very scary time. But if you make it a priority, I know everyone can come up with the money. This is not a lot. It may seem like it's a lot, but it's really not. And just to put it in perspective, you could work a minimum wage job for a couple weeks and pay off the entire course. So I encourage everyone, if this is really important to you, you will absolutely find a way. And it's going to be different for each person. And it's really important not to use your lack of money as a leverage on people, because that will dig your hole deeper. In other words, if you think that not having money, if you're going to use that to try to get discounts or free things from people, your subconscious is going to love the poverty. It's going to make it much harder to change it. So no one specifically asked me for that, but I just wanted to offer that as an additional teaching. It's a really dangerous thing to use your lack of money to get benefits or things, because then you're going to think it's a wonderful thing and you're not going to want to have any money. So that's why I encourage everyone, go find a way. If this is a priority, do it. I don't know if this would work for everyone, but one of the things I did was I literally called everyone, all my close friends and family members, and I said, please do not give me any presents or anything, or take me out for my birthday or Christmas or anything for the next couple of years. There's this training I really want to attend. If you really do value me as part of your life and want to give me a gift, just offer me a little bit of money towards it. So that's one of the things I did. So I didn't get any Christmas or birthday gifts for a couple of years, but I didn't care, because going to that training was the beginning of a whole new career for me. So I encourage everyone, if you make it a priority, you will find a way. And with manifesting, you can't wait around until everything is comfortable and convenient, because nobody will ever have a ton of extra money and a ton of extra time they have no use for. That doesn't happen. You have to make a commitment and then really follow through on it. And you can't do that with everything, right? Not at all. But if you find the one thing that you think is really important for you, that you think has the power to change the direction of your life, and if it's not my thing, that's totally okay. I don't mind at all. Find the thing that is right for you, that you are excited and passionate about, but go all in. That's what I did when I learned from Terry and later from Carl. And it paid itself off 10, 100, 1,000 times. Though it was very scary for a while. So I hope that helps. Okay, request for healing from Janice. Request for healing from Zelia, from Art, from Giovanni, from LSB, from Monica, from Stuart, from Kat, from Janet, from David, from Lisa, from Penal. Okay. Kenny asks, will this be the last healathon this year? Maybe, Kenny. I want everyone to know that I am making a huge change in my business model, and I've already started it, and it will be fully implemented sometime next year. And when that occurs, I am no longer going to be doing healathons. I am no longer going to be offering the live weekend training like this. I'm going to be shifting more to clients. I want to work with a smaller number of people that want to go much deeper into the work. And I'm also going to be spending more time working with corporations. And so starting some point next year, the minimum price tag, if you want to work with me, is going to be $5,000. However, it's not next year yet. It's still this year. So I might do another healathon. It kind of depends on how a lot of, I don't want to bore everyone with a whole bunch of business and marketing stuff that you probably have no interest in. Forget that, right? But depending on how long the rollout takes, this might be the last healathon and the last live level one. I'll probably do an online course in November. Maybe one after that, but certainly that'll probably be the end. So if you want to do this, now's your chance. I know some of you have been on my list for a while. You may say, well, Brett, I know you did a healathon, in February. And, here we are in September. Well, I'll wait till next time. I just want you to know, if you wait till next time, there might not be a next time. I am going to stop doing this. No more healathons, no more live weekends like this. Certainly not for $500. Because I'm going to be moving. I'd rather work with a smaller number of people who want to go really deep into the work. I'm more interested in teaching the advanced stuff. Quite frankly, I've been teaching the basic stuff for 20 years. It's a little boring. I'm really good at it. But I have that personality. I just can't keep doing the same thing for decades. So I'd encourage you, if you want to do it, now's your chance. Everyone that registers today, you will lock in your ticket. You can join us live. You can join us online. If you can't make it the 13th or the 15th, no problem. Here's what I'm going to do for you. First, I'm going to give you all the bonuses. Second, I'm going to give you the recordings and the materials for the live weekend. And third, I'm going to give you a free transfer to the next time we do it. So I want to make it a no-brainer. So you get all the materials, all the recordings. You can watch the whole thing, all the bonuses, and do a live retake. Or, transfer, however you want to call that. So I want to make it really easy because, again, I'm going to be phasing this out. I'm changing my business model. There will be, this may be the last healathon. There might be one or two more. I don't know. It depends on some things. But, I'm really glad everyone is here tonight because this is good stuff. If it continues, it will likely be one of my students I have take over because I have some really amazing students that are building practices. And I will likely, if it's going to continue, I'll have one of them do it. Okay? Okay, request for healing from Zelia. I just want everyone to know that one of the great benefits of awakening is that your purpose will become clear to you. And so this will sound a little abstract, but I want to offer some real value here. Here's how it works. We run around wondering, what is my purpose? I get it. I've spent a chunk of my life wondering that. Here's the thing. When you have the wrong idea of the you, it's impossible to find your purpose because you are not the you think you are. So before you can ask the question, what is my purpose? We must first ask the question, what is this me that has a purpose? And you need to be crystal clear on that. And that's exactly what awakening is for. Just a little hint, you're not a man, you're not a woman, you're not a human, you're not a soul, you're not a spirit being. None of those things is true. None of them is you. The real you is something different. Once you start to wrap your head around that, and that's what awakening is, it's a process to understand that. Your purpose will become much clearer for you. In fact, a lot of people will break into laughter because they realize how funny it is that once you know what this you is, the purpose becomes clear and obvious. So I hope that helps. For anybody that's feeling lost, directionless, not sure where to go yet, that's part of your answer. And that's why we will spend a good chunk of the weekend specifically on awakening. We'll spend a lot of time on it Friday and Saturday, because this really is your spiritual foundation. And one of the beauties of the miracle macros I talked about is I can teach you the technique so quickly, it will make your head spin. You will be shocked. When I actually teach you the block clearings, it's going to take less than 30 minutes. That's it. When I teach you radiation clearing, it's literally going to take about 5 or 10 minutes for me to teach you how to do it. So we've leveraged these macros to not only teach you a couple dozen techniques, but also to reclaim a huge amount of time in the weekend. Because I can teach the techniques so easily, so quickly with the macros. We have a lot of time for the deeper spiritual things, the scale of vibration, types of consciousness, the journey of consciousness, awakening, the science of energy healing. So we have a lot more time for these other things. So it's really densely packed. Okay. Request for healing from Chrissy. Question from Krishna Das. Will this help me enter into Theta anytime I want? Yes, absolutely, 100%. You're going to learn that on Friday night. I'm actually going to show you that right before I teach you how to do Theta wave healings. So yes, you'll be able to get into Theta anytime you want. At first, when you go through it, it'll take you maybe 5-10 seconds. With some practice, you'll get that down below a second. I can zip in and out of Theta as fast as you can blink your eyes, and you will be able to too. Okay. Request for healing from Clydine. Request for healing from Francis. Request for healing from Kat. From Igor. Okay. I want to give a big thumbs up to Shirley, who, in case you missed it in the chat room, says, world peace and universal healing are so critically needed right now that my problem seems small and insignificant. Awesome. I'm glad you see that, Shirley. So I will absolutely be doing some healing on everyone and everything. And in fact, that's another one of the techniques we didn't list, But that's another one of the things you're going to learn during the weekend. It's called the process of flowing the unconditional love. And so it's an amazing process. You can use it to send it to the planet, to people you don't know, to areas of the world, to anything. But I'm glad you asked. That's another thing I will be teaching in the weekend, and I'm happy to do that tonight. Okay, request for healing from guest, from Diana, from Veronica, from Krishna Das, Nancy, from Monica. Okay. All right, question from Janice. What's the best way to not react to a coworker's facial expressions of disgust? Okay, a great question, Janice. The answer is primarily higher consciousness, and the awakening process will make a huge difference. To try to give a short answer, the reason we take things personally and react to other people is because we think they're doing something to us, that they're a separate being deciding, taking an action that is somehow harmful or affects us. And we react. Understandable. That's an illusion. That's not what's really happening. What's really happening is this person is happening automatically, running conditioned thinking that they're coded. And right now, these are just words, I understand. But with full awakening, you will see clearly how that works. And when you clearly see how people really work, you will not take their behavior so personally, and you will not be reactive. And here's an example. Let's say you walk into a restaurant and you see one of your friends sitting there having dinner, and they have, say, a 1-year-old child with them. And you sit down to join them for a second. And the 1-year-old child laughs and takes a big chunk of food and throws it right at your shirt. Okay, you have a problem, right? You have food on your shirt. But this was a young child, a 1-year-old, that did it. So you're probably not going to take it personally. Certainly not if you've had children. You're going to realize the child didn't really know what they were doing. They thought they were just having fun. They didn't realize how inappropriate and harmful it is to throw food on someone like that. But you will get up and go to the restroom and clean yourself off and go about your day. You're probably not going to explode in a rage. You won't carry it around with you because it was a little child. So the second version of that story, you walk into the restaurant, you see your friend there who's a full-grown adult. You sit down to eat with them, and they laugh at you and take their food and throw it on your shirt. Well, you're probably going to have a much bigger reaction to that, aren't you? Of course you will. What's the difference? There's actually none. It's the exact same experience, right? Someone threw food on you. And it has the exact same remedy. You got to go to the restroom and clean yourself up. But if an adult does it, you're going to take it very personally. You're going to give it meaning. Look what you did to me. You disrespected me. You mocked me. You harmed me. You ruined my shirt. And you'll probably have a much bigger reaction. So with awakening, you will start to see very clearly that everyone, even most adults, are like that little child. They don't really know what they're doing. And when you can connect to that, having these experiences of people's reactions or facial expressions, it'll just be like water off a duck's back. This is one of the ways, remember I said that awakening is the beginning of the end of suffering. This is one of the many ways in which that's true. And, that's my goal with this training, is to give you the understanding, the tools, the techniques, and all the resources to make this happen for you. Because I don't want you to still be reactive. I don't want you to be made miserable by other people's thoughts or what they say or their facial expressions. You actually have some power to control that, but no one has ever shown you how. I would love to show you how. Okay, request for healing from Celeste, from Coyote, from LSB, from John, from Brian. And, I don't mean to pick on anyone in particular, but again, manifesting is something you need to take charge of for your own life. No one for free is going to be able to clear all your blocks to prosperity. It's something you're going to have to do. And you're going to have to step up and take responsibility and go find a way to make that happen. And, I don't want to sound like I'm talking down to anyone, not at all. I remember when Terry did the healing on me, I asked her, I said, Terry, I don't have any money. I'm deep in debt. I'm on disability. Can you let me in for free? And she said, absolutely not.
If they did that, you'd get nothing out of it. Right? You need to go find a way to get here. And I'm really glad she showed me that tough love. It was exactly what I needed. Because I did go find a way. And because I did it, and I provided exchange, I did a lot with it. So, can you clear your blocks? Of course you can. But no one's going to do it for you for free. I'm not saying I won't try. Of course, I'll give it my best shot. I just don't think it'll be effective. You need everyone, if you're in financial trouble, you need to go find something to make a change. And it's totally okay if it's not me or my work. I'm not for everyone. But you need to find something, you need to commit yourself to it, and you need to go make it happen. Waiting around for someone to do it for you for free, you're going to wait a really long time. All the greatest things that I was given, the teachings, the techniques, none of it was free. Some of it I had to go into significant debt to pay for, but it was all worth it. Okay, request for healing from Marilyn, from Dania, from Megan, Melanie, Kenny. Okay, Kenny asked, is there any big advantage to attending in person versus online? I'd say there's a couple advantages to attending in person. Number one, it's more immersive. So you won't be surrounded by distractions. One of the troubles of doing it online is there's distractions. You may be tempted to turn on the TV, or you may have kids or your roommate, or your cell phone or social media or these things. So that's a big disadvantage of online. Now, if you can control the distractions, it's great. But when you come into the hotel room, right, everything else can stay outside. I'll ask everyone to please silence your cell phone and, not be sitting there, surfing through Instagram as we're going through the class. That's pretty disrespectful. Online, it's much harder to do that. So the biggest advantage is in person is more immersive. There's also a social aspect. You're going to meet some really amazing people that are coming to this course. We'll hang out and chat during the breaks, maybe at lunchtime. So one of the biggest complaints I get is people will say, oh, Brent, I would love to do this more, but none of my friends or family are into this stuff. They all think I'm nuts. That's okay. We'll have a whole room full of people who love this work, who would love to meet you and be your friend and trade sessions and talk about spiritual concepts. So I'd say those are the advantages of coming live. Of course, the disadvantages are you may have to travel, right? Flights, hotels, traffic, etc. Parking, those are the disadvantages. In terms of the content and curriculum and the exercises, it's identical. We have a chat room. I have 2 sets of assistants, one online, one in the room. They will answer most of your questions, relay the rest to me. All of the streamers, people online, will get to participate in the exercises. You'll be assigned a partner. You can ask questions. So it'll be as close as possible to being in the room. So in terms of the energy and the learning and the techniques, it's the same. Biggest advantages to the room are it's more immersive. So it's much easier to get away from the distractions and stay focused. And 2, there's a whole room full of amazing people that I think you're going to want to love to chat with during the breaks, maybe have dinner with afterwards. Again, totally up to you, but it's a wonderful thing. Okay, request for healings from Megan. Okay, question about the dates. I'd encourage everyone, just click the button and a page will pop up that has all the details. It's September 13th to 15th, but just click the button. It should say, yes, transform my life. A whole page will come up. It'll have the dates. It'll have the exact times, the sessions. It'll have the whole list of bonuses. It'll have the address of the hotel. So it's all right there. That way you can write it down, cut and paste it. That'll be easier for you. Okay, awesome. All right. Great note from Megan saying thank you for clearing her jaw issues. Looking forward to your testimonial. Request for healing from Francis, from Melanie. Okay, Igor. Igor asked, who or what am I? If I could answer this in a couple minutes, I would. The challenge is that if I give you a series of words, those words, in the context of how you think and what you know, will not lead you to the truth. We have to build you a new context first. And so awakening is like learning a language. It really is. That you can learn the basics pretty quickly, right? You want to learn Spanish, right?
yo soy Brent, donde está el baño, you can learn the basics pretty quickly. But to really learn, become fluent in a language, it takes repeated practice over time. You have to literally build new neural patterns in your brain to speak that language. Nobody can master a new language overnight. Awakening is the same. I'm going to give you all the necessary insights and techniques and teachings in the weekend. And you will start your awakening, but it is a process. And over time, as your brain rewires and we create those new neural patterns and connections, then the words I give you will make sense. So if I could just give you some words, I would tell you. But you would misinterpret them. It's nothing personal. How do I know this? This is what I did. I read all the books. I read the masters. I worked with people, all that stuff. I saw the words over and over, but it didn't click. So it's not just about a set of words. It's about building a new way of thinking, a new context in your mind. And then those words can actually be impactful and you'll get it. So that's what the awakening process is. And I gave you guys some hints already. You're not a man, you're not a woman, you're not a soul, you're not a spirit being. All that's missing the mark. What you are is something much grander and more wonderful than any of that. And you are not any kind of noun or being. And this is where our language and our thinking breaks down. Most of us have no idea what that means. I'm not a noun, I'm not a being. Right. This is why it takes a process. This is why I can't do it in 5 minutes. If I could, I would. If it was as simple as saying, you're blah, 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 I would tell you that. It's not. It's like saying, give me the secret to speaking fluent Japanese overnight. Sorry, guys, there is no secret. Right? You got to learn the language. You got to practice. You got to get a teacher. You have to speak it. You have to make corrections, right? Awakening is similar. So I'm going to give you all the content in the weekend and 90 days in the VIP club for follow-up, support, practice, Q&A. It's a lot more I'm giving you. Just so you know, when I was first learning healing, I was paying $180 a month just for the practice groups. So you're getting all that for the practice groups alone are worth more than what you're paying. And you're also getting the whole weekend. And I didn't get a 110-page manual. I didn't get a full recording of the training. I didn't get 44 master classes with hundreds of articles and videos. No, but you're getting all that. So again, I'm trying to make it a no-brainer for you. Okay. Question from Effie. What is the difference between this and TT healing? I can't actually say it, but long story short, you guys can read it in the chat room from Effie, but we'll call it TH. I was a teacher and practitioner of that system for a long time, 10 years. I left it many years ago for a couple of reasons. One, I experienced awakening, and I really had to be teaching this, and I couldn't when I was, let's say, constrained by someone else's system. Number two, I met my mentor, Carl, and the more advanced levels of the work, you saw a little bit of it today, the movement work, which goes much, much deeper than what we showed today, right? The webinar necessarily, we only have a small amount of time. It goes much, much deeper than what you saw today. And the quantum field entrainment and the brainwave synchronization. I really wanted to teach and practice that too. And I could not within the confines of someone else's system. So many years ago, I left it. And you will see a few bits of the TH, but it's a massively improved technology. Literally, I can teach you more in 2 hours than you will learn in an entire weekend in that system because of these innovations, because of things like the miracle macros. So you will learn in this weekend everything that you would learn in the basic TH class. I know because I taught it for 10 years. But you will also learn 10 times more stuff. Because of the macros and some other innovations, I can teach so much to you so much more quickly, so much more easily. We have a much greater coverage. So we cover awakening, the scale of consciousness. We do the clearing exercises. We talk about the science of it. We do the quantum field entrainment. We do the movement. We talk about embodiment. We talk about how to get the most out of everything you do. I mean, it's on and on. It's jam-packed with stuff. So, if I had to put numbers on it, 30% of it is like super way more advanced technology for TH. Much more simple, much easier, much more powerful. And the rest of it is more advanced things that are even better, more powerful. So I hope that helps. Okay, the hotel, this one will be at the Courtyard Marriott in Century City on Olympic. Are there special rates at the hotel? It depends on how many people we get. Because of the challenges, because I do the online broadcast, not a lot of people fly in. You know, you're certainly encouraged and welcome to. So we need to have at least 10 people that are staying at the hotel, and I can get a discounted rate. Most of the people who come are local. If the money is a concern, a lot of people like to get an Airbnb. So you can rent a car and get an Airbnb or take Uber for probably a lot less than it would cost to stay at the hotel. Again, it's up to you. You can absolutely stay at the hotel. That is the most convenient, right? Walk down the hall, there's the conference room. So it's super convenient. If money is a major issue, an Airbnb and an Uber might be a better option. You know, it's generally you'll pay about half for an Airbnb, which you would for the hotel. But it's totally up to you. We do have a special rate for parking. And we'll talk about that when everyone comes. All right, so I think I got through all of your questions. I do want to just pause here for a second and say if there's any questions I missed, or if I somehow missed your request for healing, I want to give everyone a chance to put them in right now. So if you have any questions I have not been answered, or if you have a request for healing, please put it into the chat room. And once, if there's nothing or we get through those, we're going to move on to the next thing. We're going to do the healings. And this will take a couple minutes. I'm going to do them as fast as I can, but it'll still take a couple minutes. And once we've done all the healings, then we're going to finish with the radiation clearing. So while we're waiting for people to submit questions or requests for healings, I'm just going to explain how that works. And so everyone knows, this is a whole section of the course is on radiation clearing. So we'll be covering this in a lot more detail during the weekend. I'll be explaining it step by step. We'll be showing how to do it with the kinesiology, the muscle testing, as an exercise, so everyone gets to actually feel how the phone's going weak. We're not going to cover it in that much detail tonight. As we've been on here for over 2 hours, I know in the East Coast it's getting late. I know a lot of you want to just get your healings, go to sleep, go move on to the next thing. I hear you. So I'm not going to keep you for long. What I am going to do is I just want you to know that these little cell phone thingies we all love so much, they emit harmful radiation, and it builds up in your body. And over time, it can make you sick. There are a lot of people that have what's called EMF sensitivity or EMF sickness. The good news is that radiation is energy, and it responds well to energy healing. So I'm going to guide everyone through a clearing process where I'm going to clear out the harmful radiation from you and your phone. And for those that are interested, and in the weekend, we're going to cover this all step by step as an interactive exercise. I just don't want to take the time here. If you do the arm lever test and your arm goes strong and you put your phone on your chest, it will go weak. And so in the room, and we'll do this for the streamers and in the room on Sunday of the weekend, after we do the clearing, you can hold your phone to your chest and it doesn't make you go weak. Your arm will stay strong. So I just mentioned that for those of you that already know kinesiology. If you want to do the arm test right now, what you'll find is without the phone, you'll be strong. With the phone on your chest, you go weak. I'm going to clear that out. And after the clearing, you can see for yourself, again, if you already know how to do it, right? That after the clearing, it no longer makes you go weak. At least, it'll hold for a couple of weeks. Then the radiation will build up again and your body will not like it. Well, we're going to do that last thing. All right, awesome. So I love your question, Stuart. I appreciate that. I would say if you feel this is right, go for it. It is going to be phased out. I think this will be the most powerful weekend of your whole life. And most people who do it say it's the best event of this course they've ever done and are so glad they did. If not, you can bail out on Friday and get your money back. Seems like a no-brainer, right? And even if you bail out and get a refund, you can keep the bonuses. You're going to get 3 of my books. You're going to get the muscle testing video. You're going to get the audio entrainment CDs. You're going to get the 2 master classes. So there's a lot of stuff. Okay, after this workshop, the next one will be online. Probably the last one will be at the same place in February. So I don't know exactly, but for the last one in February, I probably won't do a healathon. I won't promote it. It'll only be for people that registered in the past that haven't taken it. So, that's my plan. We may do one in December online. Certainly there will probably be one more, maybe January, February next year, but it'll probably be only for people that have registered in the past and didn't take it. And I'm saying that because, if you want to do this, now's your chance. So, let's see if there's other questions. Nope, doesn't look like it. I want to add in one last bonus, just in case anybody's on the fence. Just for the first 5 people that register tonight. And if you've already registered, I haven't checked the e-commerce system. Obviously, I've been busy here for the last 2.5 hours, right? For the first 5 people that register tonight, I'm also going to be giving you a 1-hour private session with me where we're going to do some energy block clearing as well as do a one-on-one consciousness shifting process. And the reason I want to do that is it's a lot more powerful when I get you one-on-one. And so I haven't checked the e-commerce system. I don't know if all 5 are taken. But if you register tonight, I'm going to be contacting the first 5 people. I'm also going to be asking my students, they're usually willing, for anyone that didn't make the cut for me, I'm going to see if I can hook you up with one of my most advanced students, meaning one of my top 2 or 3 people, for a private session. So, I would encourage you to give it a shot. No, I think you have nothing to lose. I suppose the worst case, you spend 4 hours on Friday learning some awesome stuff. You learn how to do theta wave healings. You bail out, you get your refund, and keep all the bonuses. That's like your absolute worst case scenario. And I just want to emphasize their money back guarantee is conditional. You have to give the first day a chance. That's all I ask. And, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've taught something like 4,000 people healing. The only people that ever ask for a refund are ones that don't actually attend. So that's why I have total confidence in it. So I don't see any more questions coming in. So we're going to go ahead and do our healings. It will take me a couple minutes here. And I will just ask everyone, bear with me. I'm going to go as fast as I can, but no faster. I don't want to skip over anyone or rush anything. So if you are receiving a healing, here's your instructions. Please relax, close your eyes, and be silent. Right? So turn off the TV, mute your cell phone. So it'll only be for a couple minutes. Please close your eyes, relax, and be silent. The reason is, if you're talking or have your eyes open, that will disrupt the theta state. I'm going to quickly entrain everyone who requested a healing down into a theta state, witness the healing, and bring you back. So it'll be 2-3 minutes, and I will let everyone know when we're done. And it'll be a little boring if you're watching me on the video. I'm going to be silent and keeping my eyes closed for a couple minutes. So here we go. All right. Awesome. So I just want to give a little coaching to everyone on what to expect from the healings. Then we're going to do our radiation clearing, and I'll set you free. You can go about your evening. I'm doing the best I can here. The challenge, of course, is that if you haven't done work to clear your subconscious, the healings can be a lot less effective. Not to say they won't be. We have had a number of miracles occur in these healathons. However, I want everyone to know, if you don't get some amazing result, don't panic. It almost certainly means you have subconscious stuff in the way. And if you want to get the result, if it doesn't show up immediately, again, some people get a great result from the healathon. I'm not holding anything back. I'm giving it my best shot here. But the subconscious is so important, you need to get the subconscious clear. And you're certainly welcome to contact me for private sessions. And, I'm available. I have limited availability there. But I think you get a much better value, a lot more bang for your buck by coming through the weekend. And you get about 16 hours of me and the manual and recording and 90 days in the VIP club and all the bonuses. You get a ton of stuff to support you and giving you the ability and the tools to do that clearing on your own, so you don't have to pay me or a professional to do it for you. So please don't panic and think, oh, it doesn't work if you don't get a great result. Some people will get great results from tonight. I have, a whole bunch of testimonials from people who have gotten amazing healings just through the healathon. But if you don't, just realize there's subconscious stuff in the way. And until you are able to clear it, I don't think anything you do is going to make much difference. And I would love to show you how to do that. Or, I guess I should put it this way. Some people are more limited by time. Some people are more limited by money. If you're limited by money, absolutely do the weekend training. Much better value. If you got lots of money, but you're really crushed for time, and there may be a few people out there like that, there are, private sessions may be a better way. So, if the money is not an issue, but time's a real major thing, private sessions might be a better choice. But for most people, the weekend is a better value. But I do have some availability. And again, I'm going to be giving away some private sessions for people that register for the weekend. And you will hear from me over the next few days. If you register, you'll hear from me probably Thursday or Friday. You'll get an email from my personal account that says, hey, congratulations on your registration. It has, all the information, the link, the password, everything's right there. We'll just I'll ask you to double check your roster information. And just so you know, the people that register online, we probably got it because you typed it in, right? That's more for people that registered at one of my live room events where I had to decipher their handwriting. Sometimes I may have your name wrong or something if I can't read your writing. If you're online, you're probably all set. But you get an email from me saying, congratulations, here's all your information, has everything. Unlike some seminar leaders, I give you all the instructions. I tell you where to park. I tell you where to eat. I tell you what the timing is. I tell you everything up front so you can plan it out, whether you're coming live or online, how the partnering works, everything. The broadcast page, all the bonuses, you'll hear from me within the next day or two. If for some reason you register and you don't hear from me by Friday afternoon, please just reach out to support@awakeningdynamics.com. I'll just type that into the chat room. And for whatever reason, sometimes things get caught in spam. We'll follow up with phone calls. I will print out the stuff, drop it in the mail to you. We'll do whatever it takes. So I just want everyone to know what to expect. But, I personally will support every single person. So awesome. All right, awesome. Good to see you be joining us, David. I don't see any more questions, so we're going to finish with our radiation clearing. So if you would like me to clear their home for radiation from you and your phone, just say yes out loud. And I'll go do the clearing. All done. That was easy, huh? And so when we go through the weekend, we'll spend a lot more time on this on Sunday. I'll show you how to do the kinesiology to test with the arm. We'll do the before. You'll see your phone makes you go weak. I'll teach you how to do the clearing. You'll do the clearing on yourself. And afterwards, you'll retest and see that it no longer makes you weak. It makes you go strong. So that's what I just did for everybody. So if there's any lingering urgent questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'll hang out for about another minute. Otherwise, we will wrap up for tonight. And, it's awesome. I'm very excited to be here. I am going to kind of miss the healathons, but things change, and I really do need to be changing my business model to to take things to the next level, to go where I need to be going in life. As again, I've been doing this for a long time, almost 20 years. But everyone that's here tonight, not a coincidence, right? There's a reason you're here tonight. Just don't wait for next year. I don't think this will no longer exist at this time next year. The only reason it would is if my new business model completely crashes and burns, but it's looking good so far. And absolutely. So, David, we will be covering the mechanics of healing. That's actually one of our lecture topics on Sunday. I'll be walking you through it step by step, what's going on in terms of the laws of physics, the equations and mathematics when we do healing. So I think you'll love that. So that's covered. For Stuart and anyone else, I just put in the support address. If you have any questions or concerns or troubles, just reach out to support@awakeningdynamics.com and we will follow up. Just so you know, everyone in the class, you will be getting contact direct from me at my private email. So please don't share it. Please don't post it. I just want to make myself directly available to everyone in the course. I do have staff. I have them do a lot of it. But I want you, anyone that's coming to the weekend, I will give you my personal contact information. Just in case you run into trouble or my staff isn't helpful, you can come to me. Okay, Janet, thank you for letting me know. I will have Tuhan follow up on that. He's my assistant. All right, awesome. I don't see any questions. So thanks, everyone, for coming out to the healathon. Those coming to the weekend, I think you will love it. Plan to be blown away. Other than that, take care, good night, and namaste. Bye, everyone.